Man, we coming to you live right here during the Tamika Festival. This is the relaunch of Henny Poetry, Quarantine Edition. We will bring this to you in a very extravagant event. That would be in a physical location. However, because of the COVID-19, as we already know, we are here. So, my name is, like I said, Divine Rhymes. My co-host is Nala X. And Henny Poetry is something that I started about 3 years ago. I ended it with the legends, interviewing Queen Sheba, interviewing Abyss, Red Storm Chicago, Georgia Me, and C-Bone Jones, and even had DJ Know That in the mix as well with a live studio audience. So I'm picking it up where I left off with the legends. We have your features for the night. We have Taalam Acey, we have Teresa the Songbird, and we have Mr. B-Rock, the rock star poet. And I know y'all been waiting for us to go live, so without further ado, we're gonna jump straight into it. We have some amazing artists lined up for you for this open mic session. So we have coming up first is Inspire. Inspire is coming up first out of California, phenomenal queen. She's gonna bless you with her words, and then we also got Yo Sister, and then we're gonna run into Abstract CIM after that.
Hi, this is Inspire Live from California. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of the Tamika Fest. I've always enjoyed it. Thanks to Divine Rhyme and I'm X. I appreciate it. This piece is No Time to Waste. I can't turn back the hands of time because in every second I live, in that same second I die, so I don't have time to waste. In life, you'll choose. What will it be, haste or procrastinate? They say the early bird gets the worm. Well, hell, I'm the hawk that ate the early bird. It's now my turn. I'm waking the sun up with a smile. The rooster's hot. He'll be unemployed for a while. See, I'm tired of complaining about my depths and despairs. The world's not listening. And frankly, everyone is trying to get theirs. So I joined the race of go-getters. I took a break and got my life together. See, I woke up and broke up with procrastination fast. I told him if I wanted more, then this relationship couldn't last. And next I had to call it regret. Told him I couldn't afford to let him continue to cripple my future. See, I've been there and I've done that. I got that monkey off my back, relaxed, and realized either I get up or I bring on my own demise. And I took off my shades to see foes dressed in friends' disguise, trying to pull the wool over my eyes. So I hit my knees and I turned my cries to the sky. Oh Lord, these are the words you gave me. Can I use a few to ask you to save me? I know I walked away, but only a few feet, and I know it was you who carried me those nights I was weak, your arms around me those times I couldn't sleep. I need you now more than ever. There's so much negativity, and I'm just trying to get my life together, but it feels like my life is a continuous Nike running commercial. Only thing is, I don't get a rehearsal. And my soul is burning up fast, and the hills of hell are approaching, and time, it doesn't last. See, I can't turn back the hands of time. Because in every second I live, in that same second I die, so I don't have time to waste. In life, you'll choose what will it be, haste or procrastinate, and I don't fear death. I've seen him a time or two, and half y'all couldn't survive what I've been through. From washing my godson's blood about in the street, to closing both my parents' eyes so they appeared to be asleep, a random bullet flying a half-inch past my seat. Yes. Life has challenged me, and I wrapped myself in a fleshly tomb buried 6 feet above ground. And in my own sorrow, I drowned. But just like Lazarus, I too couldn't be held down, so I don't have time to wait. Father Time can take a break. I just became the last second on this clock. So time doesn't matter until I stop. Thank you.
Yeah! Inspire!
Thank you so much.
Tell people they can find you, Inspire.
You can find me on Instagram at Inspire, and that's Inspire with an N-S-P-I-R-E. Tagline is to go higher, so Inspire to go higher on Instagram, and Deetra Walker Inspire on Facebook.
Awesome.
And if you want to follow me on Cash App, right. That's the $Inspire 11.
Tell the people why you write poetry.
You know, I write to heal, and I write to help and be an inspiration to someone. We're all just borrowed angels. here for a short time, so that's why I write.
Hey, that's real rap. Yo, clap it up one more time for the very beautiful, the very much talented Inspire. Once again,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm enjoying the show.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, speaking of which, so Henny and Poetry, this is what we do. We start off with a shot. Yeah. So whatever your libation of choice, it could be alcoholic or alkaline. It doesn't matter. Take a sip with us. And we're gonna make a toast to new beginnings, new outcomes, new life. She already sipping. She pre-gaming.
I'm ready.
It's like communion at church. She ain't following no directions.
That's right.
But we're gonna make a toast to love, peace, prosperity, that we have a good night and that we have an amazing show. We got some amazing talent coming up for you. So one time for Henny and Poetry and all the artists and one time for the Tamika Festival too, as well, because it's been brought to you through that platform. And we love Georgia Meat. 7-time H.B.O. there for Tony Ward with it, Beth Kumba, the Shawty the shit. And she my best friend. So it's all love. So yeah, coming up to you next right now, without further ado. Wait, hold on, I had to take my sip.
I was about to say.
I ain't got the corona, fuck that shit. Coming up right now, we got none other, my sister, your sister, aka your sister. Come to the mic right now, baby. Clap it up.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it so much. Tamika Fest, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the best time of the year is better than Christmas. I'm gonna just go on and get into it. Twinkle, twinkle, little rap star. I got a question. Are you really hungry? You just starving for attention? Is strength the regular part of who you are, or are you just flexing? Cause you can cover up the core, but you can't fake the funk. If you are rotten, we will smell it through your clothes. With every breath in, mold grows in your soul. The beat in your chest has been infected. The healing supply is low. We are in demand. Poets got a remedy perfected. Come with us, get high again. We got rigs ready and filled to the brim with the truth. Come injected. We do respect it. Do you? Cause see, you drunk off the hooch from the decomposition of your own fruits, whipped up by your own too. Do you? See, you sloppy. Stand, soldier, stand. Keep your head steady. Make sure that ain't your nose up in the air, cause that ain't you spitting folk. You choking on your own throat up. We prepared. We prepared on standby with emergency contacts to call in the trap queens for your rescue. Save you from your own shenanigans. Talk about, come on, girl, baby boy out here pretending to be a man again. You are nothing but a puppet putting hard on display. Mannequin, no heart on display. You ain't even got strings and need to cut it. Got popping on the pissing. No paddle having ass floating up Shit's Creek. Got your baby mama swimming in behind your bullshit feces, chin deep, just treading, cause she knows what's up already. Life jacket attached to the back of her mind, cause she knows that for you, Slim, it's just a matter of time till you get locked up and she's stacked up enough to leave your ass behind. Bars. Watch her walk. Watch her walk off with everything you bought. Walk off with everything you taught, and she ain't moving in with the mama playboy, cause she's been skimming off top. Ha, shorty, shorting every bag. Bad customer service, call that child support from the trappers, however she's gotta get it. Neglecting your call time for collections, that's an economic decision. Trap that, huh? Wrap that up. Thoughts of yourself as a boss got you a little too snuck. All that power went to your head, so technically she was fucking the plug. Come again, player. Come again. So you thought you had her stuck, but the trap that you set for her to fall in came back and nipped you in the butt. Now rap star karma takes no prisoners, but the system we live in, it welcomes you home. It was made for this, made for you to mistake your own name for inmate. Glory, time served is rap worthy. Make a song, material tailored to fit your own destruction, just as snug as a glove, but it will split if you make a fish. Try your hand, open up your eyes, navigate your waters. See what happens. Bunch of Captain Hooks looking for treasures and tracks to belong in the trash. You sitting still on the pile of pallets. What are you, a Pinterest bitch with no craft? Motherfucker, please. You ain't ready for me. So let's get lit, raise the glasses and get turned. Get the jelly sweetheart, cause the bread you depended on just got burnt. Make that toast, drop that beat. This is not a cheap shot, no cheap shots. Ain't none of us starve, but shit, we all gonna eat regardless. Beat bop you on your head, drop seeds from your harvesting, because you and I both know the magic happens underground. Thank y'all so much. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Yeah.
Yo, one time for your sis again. Me and your sis actually go way, way, way back. It's actually because of a Tamika Festival, if I'm not mistaken. It's the reason why we know each other. And your sis is one of the dopest, like, just poets that I know personally. So big up to your sis as well.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, Tamika Harper is the access of all the poets, mostly in Atlanta. That's how we all know each other. That's how we all know each other. But I love y'all. Thank you for having me and enjoy the rest of the show.
Man, give thanks. And for those who don't know, my name is Divine Ross. For those who's tuning in, and my host,
Nyla X.
And she a little bit shy right now, but she roll the cobwebs. She gonna get her feeling and everything. She from Baltimore, man. I don't even know why she holding back, man. She from Baltimore, you know.
Baltimore.
You feel me? Like, come on, man. Like, where that energy at?
I'm ready. I need a drink.
So yeah, man. You know, Georgia Me is the reason why a lot of us know each other here in Atlanta. She's definitely laid a lot of the groundwork for poets, a legacy that is pretty much unmatched, honestly. And it's beautiful to see other poets lay down their own legacy in their own right, in their own lanes, and everybody shine together. You know, the universe is not just one bright star in it. It's multiple stars, millions and trillions of stars, all shining brightly. Everybody shines differently, but everybody still is in that galaxy. So it's beautiful when you have other poets around you, other genuine spirits around you that complements the God in you. So without further ado, I want to bring up another queen that does exactly that. Her name is Abstract CIM. So right now, I need you to start clapping right now for Abstract CIM. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, for real.
What's up, Divine?
What's happening, baby?
Not much. Hey, Nyla.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are y'all?
We doing good. We just enjoying this drink. Enjoying you guys.
Man, happy Tamika Festival!
Happy Tamika Fest 2020.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm going to jump right into it. Shout out to your sister. I ain't seen you in a minute. God bless y'all. Shout out to Inspire, everybody that's about to touch the mic. I'm going to jump right into this, y'all. I'm going to do a song for you, if you don't mind. It's titled Running Back.
Singing now? We singing now?
I'm singing.
Hey, this is yo, real quick. Now, I know Al to do her poetry, but I never know her to do her singing. So this is like really like a world exclusive type shit right here. So without further ado, I gotta properly introduce Abstract. Coming to you live from Atlanta, Georgia, on the platform of Henny Poetry by way of Tamika Festival. I bring to you none other than Abstract CIM. Clap it.
I appreciate y'all. Hopefully this audio works out. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me, Divine? Over the music. Stop me if you don't. Check it. Pardon, excuse me while I try to clear my mind, but I've been sitting on some feelings for a long, long time about this world that we're living in, and am I so divine or just waiting on a miracle? Sold my flesh for my spiritual, because I don't want to run back to that girl I used to be. Loving my man first more than I ever loved me, and thinking that his compliments would take my insecurities, but that just made them worse. You can't find yourself inside a person who's been broken too. But what is a black girl supposed to do when she keep trying to get ahead, but your past keep taunting you, baby girl? Yeah, it's gonna be a cold, cold world, but just keep keeping God first, and all you want can be yours. If you're a victim of a cycle, do your yoga, read your Bible. What don't kill you makes you stronger. I was sent for your revival. You can cry now, but after that, fight back. And I swear I'm trying to do that, but the trauma and the drama got me stuck in my past. I keep running back to you. It's running back, y'all. Bob your head when you feel it. I shouldn't be this worried about raising a black son or daughter, because they shooting us down whether we armed or not. And if I lived in Flint, they still wouldn't have clean running water. So we gonna keep on talking about it till the justice is sought. Because it's 2020, but we're run by bigotry. Could our numbers at the polls be why Orange got the seat? How many laws you got to break before losing presidency? And how my people live in piss poor, but the 1% lives carefree. We won't discuss depression and the mass anxiety. Like it ain't run around us rampant around our society. We can't afford the Mary and the Henny, but can't afford the therapy. Kids ain't even kids no more, and we treat it regularly. We don't want to cry no more, but we don't have the time to be. The creator didn't make us for minimum wages and rat races. You the author of your own book, but watch how you filling up the pages. The first step to getting free is dropping them negative tendencies. But you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. This song is just about acknowledging whenever you realize you're stuck in a cycle of pain or depression or anxiety. That's the first step to getting out of it, just acknowledging it. And if you ask, it's the unequal rights and the Dakota pipelines and the childhood trauma and the being tired and abuse and losing drive and light skin this, dark skin that, and the good dying young while the murderers get to keep their life and getting distracted by social media and what's on TV and girls dying for likes instead of embracing dignity and men mistaking high body counts for masculinity and victims losing their voices because they fear the penalties and living just for survival and getting stuck in cycles and shaming people because they ain't vegan and eating greens instead of uplifting and sharing all them recipes and building organic stores miles away from poverty. How you gonna tell the hood to eat right when all you got is Mickey D? Just regard what I'm telling you. Just a few of my thoughts of America. That's it. My name is Abstract CIM, y'all. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Abstract.
Find you.
You really came with that heat. I love that. That was really I good. appreciate it. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. If you don't already follow me, please follow me on Instagram at Abstract, the letter C, the letter I, the letter M. CIM stands for complicated in meaning. That's Abstract CIM. And you can find my track Running Back on all streaming platforms and anywhere digital music is sold. I appreciate y'all.
Man, appreciate you too, baby. Yo, we gotta get together and actually do something. Like for real. That poem that I had wrote after that one open mic that I had let you read, we gotta do a collab piece off that concept. Yo, clap
That'll
it up.
Dope.
Like for real, clap it up for Abstract CIM. Like that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all.
Yeah. So Abstract touched on something in her piece that actually aligns with the purpose of Henny and Poetry. So I myself, I'm a poet. I make jewelry, so I'm a businessman. Also, I'm a mentor. I've done poetry workshops. I've done a lot just within it. Also, Nala, tell them a little bit more about yourself and what you do, even outside, within your artistry and even outside of that too.
Okay, I'm a therapist. I got a degree in social work, my master's, and so I take clients individually. I'm trying to open an African-based spirituality center virtually so that I can see clients all over the world. I want to do 18 to 35. I'm a self-love advocate. I'm a poet. I'm a mentor. I'm a lot of things. I'm everything you want me to be. How about that? And everything I want to be.
Yeah, you sister.
Yeah, straight out of Baltimore.
Yo, and the reason why I brought all of that up is because Ab had a line in her piece where it was talking about depression. So our goal is to not only bring the dopest poets to you,
but to heal.
But not only that, but also bring people who are as equally as the caliber within their own profession, whether it be it, the mental health industry, healthcare workers, small businesses, anybody that works in the business industry, whether it be finance and things of that nature, bringing those individuals to you on this platform as well to share their knowledge, because it's too is valuable as well. So we're looking forward to have healthcare professionals. You would definitely see those individuals features. You would definitely see people who are real big in business. I myself, I trade on the Forex market. So we're going to bring to you a very wide spectrum of content. It's just not limited to poetry. Poetry is, if you believe that poetry is in motion, that means poetry lies on everything, just like God. So that's just what it is. But without further ado, what we're gonna do right now at this hour, we're gonna call to you the first feature of the night. She was in line to be second, but with all the contributions that she has given to the Tamika Festival, we're gonna bump her up to the first feature. And without further ado, I bring to you none other than my sister, phenomenal poet, Chicago's own Teresa the Songbird. Talk about it.
Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. How y'all doing
Sister of
tonight?
many talents. They're my locks too.
Yeah, so happy to see you.
Try to keep you pulled together.
Looking beautiful, queen.
Very.
Well, thank you. You know, I ain't got nothing else to do, so I might as well put a little face together.
You ain't gotta try hard, baby. It comes too natural for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. So what's the process for the features? What you want me to do?
So first, I want you to give the people, your talent. So I want you to perform, and then we're gonna ask you a few questions afterwards, and then that will sum up the segment right there.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all a couple of poems, and that's cool.
Cool.
All right, and then we can get on with the get on. For those of y'all who don't know me, I had a poem that I did last year in February. I had the pleasure of being invited to perform on the Trumpet Awards, and I did this poem, and it went super viral, and it really has changed my life. So I'm gonna do that poem for you guys first today. The poem is called "You So Black."
Hey!
You so black. You so black, when you smile, the stars come out. You so black, when you born, the God come out, black as night. Black when it's wrong and black when it's right. Black is pyramids in mathematics. Black is televised in magic. Black is melanized in the need of drastic black advancement. Black enhances, black with chances, black with privilege, black with pride, black on purpose, on the black hand side, black and beautiful. Black and blessed and highly favored, ain't we black and blessed? Black and so much more. Black and nothing less, black and educated. Black and dangerous. I don't know if y'all have heard this, but them blacks with the education be the most dangerous. Because black is brilliant. Black is strong, black is resilient, black is song, black is infinite like hip hop or space. Black is grace, black is love, black makes babies, black babies grow up, black is tough. Black is hard to do. Black is me. Black is you. Black is not something that we ever got to choose, but every day it's something we get to cherish. It's something we get to wear, and we get to rock this with honor. So yeah, I'm black like my granddaddy and my great-great-great-great-great-grandmama. Back to the black first farmer of black soil and black seed. Black as you need, black as you breathe, black as you believe, black as you love. Black is all of the above. Black has always been enough. Black is that lift every voice and sing. Black is that letting your freedom ring and resound. Black is adjective, adverb, color, and noun. Black is crown. Black is clean. So to the black as all everlasting, to the black and passing, and to every shade of black in between. As a matter of fact, if your pupils or your eyelashes are black, because I need every human being on this planet to feel applicable. Baby, you so black. Your spirit transcends this physical. Your black is original. You so black. Ooh, you so black. When you smile, the stars come out. Baby, you so black when you born. the God comes out. Y'all hear the applause? Teresa the Songbird, everyone. Okay, let me do one more for y'all. Let me see. I already did Black Girl Magic during Queendom Come, so I want to do something different. I don't want to do the same poems all night long, even though this is a whole new room filled with whole new people. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I think you fly like Superman. Skin stay blacker than molasses on African, or midnight in the sky. Swagger keep him high like he could leap a skyscraper. Show you what the mind is made of. A little bit of steel and a whole lot of God's will. Even if you beat your odds, you'll still be another hero in disguise. But I think you're fly like Superman, baby, you. To my sons that's yet to come, young cousins, play brothers, and nephews, I pray this affects you. My effort to rescue, my effort to reach. I gotta put aside my ego. I can't be your superhero. There are some things only a black man can teach a young black man waiting to be, like how to be a man, like how to fight, how to survive, how to look fear square in the eyes, hold your nuts and piss standing up, how to drive stick, talk shit, turn that little dick into a bad decision, how to maneuver and manipulate women, talking about bros before hoes, talking about no hoe can be wifey, talking about, man, that wife thing be lifey, but that flighty one night delight left stripes on early prediction litmus, left mourning sickness, and living witness to the lessons given to some little men waiting to be the things their older cousins, daddies, and uncles practice and preach, like how to open a bottle of beer, how to hold back genuine tears, hold your liquor and your chick, clean your gun and your Air Force Ones, line up sights, shoot wrong, shoot right, shoot twice, watch the light drift from the white of his eye, jump shots, jump fences, jump cars, sit up straight at the end of the bar, conceal when it's hard, stay real with them paws, and most of all, never let your pockets get on Atkins, low carb, can't starve, gotta eat, gotta know how to treat these niggas out here in these streets, keep your back to the wall and your fist near your jaws, ain't no pinching for paws, better find you some balls, little man, better find you some heart, little man, because before they can call you a man, this world will tear you apart, little man. What are you smiling for? Smiles are for women and children. Ain't no niggas smiling in prison because the folk around you keep on living without you or with you. So cop your fistful and your pistol. Let your mental be your missile and let these nothing niggas miss you because this world is out to get you. You better get you some of it while you got some go forgetting. And don't you go forgetting what you learn while you earn your war wound. Stepping out the front door and stepping into the war room. You better learn to stand the sight of your own blood, the smell of your own piss. Because when it all falls apart, ain't none of your homeboys or no chick gonna be there to help you deal with the aftermath. Man, you got no plan, you got no purpose. A nigga with no hustle, we is in quarantine. Ain't nobody got no jobs no more. Everybody is on unemployment. A nigga with no hustle is worthless. But this little fool's going searching for courage, getting murdered. And the further we get away from this type of living, the better. Because ain't nothing about it beautiful. I mean, ain't y'all sick of pouring juice for the youth, vodka for the partners, black suits and funerals, homies gone too soon, baby mama and junior posted in the front pew, little dude to grow up to act like a dad he never even knew. So little man, take advantage of the lessons you've been told. These fools want to steal your life. This world want to steal your soul. It's up to you to protect them both, to practice your actions and tailor your speech. And even then, you might still end up a casualty of these streets, a sucker to the system, a panting Pavlov's dog. When you are really a man of God. Little man, that's what you are. You like Superman. Skin stay blacker than molasses on an African or midnight in the sky. Swagger keep him high, like he could leap a skyscraper, show you what the mind is made of. Still in God's will. Even if you beat your odds, you'll still be another hero in disguise. I think you'll fly like Superman, baby, you. Like Soldier Boy off in there, ho, say you. I'm back. I'm back. All right, okay, I'm playing. All right, that's my poems. I'm Teresa.
Like that's one of my favorite poems by you for two reasons. One, for the way how it personally impacted my life. Two, for seeing the way how it impacts the many lives of the youth. For those who don't know, me and Songbird and Huggy Bear the Poet has had the pleasure of speaking to the kids at Sandy Springs Charter Middle School for 4 years in a row. Would have been 5 years if it was not for the quarantine. But needless to say, every time she's performed that poem, the light that is just ignited in the youth, in the young Black boys, is like, it's magical. It's like if all your life you've been wishing for one person to tell you that one thing that you know you needed to hear, and it happens, and you see that reaction, that's what happens every time when we go to Sandy Springs Charter Middle School, and every time we speak to the youth, especially with that particular poem you got. So I want to say thank you for you being the beacon of light that you are, not only in my life, but to everybody across this world, man. Like, for real, Teresa the Songbird, man, Robert Glasper, fuck your feelings. All I do, like, for real, like.
I know that's a smanger, right?
Man. And for those who don't know, Teresa the Songbird was featured on Robert Glasper's project, Fuck Your Feelings track. I forget what track number it is, but the song is called All I Do.
Yeah.
It's featuring her. It's featuring Teresa the Songbird. It's also featuring Bridget Kelly, and it's also featuring Sir as well. You know, D Smoke Brothers, Sir. TDE artist, Sir. Bridget Kelly, Rock Nation, Grammy Award winning artist. So what you have before you coming to you through this particular platform is nothing less than short of greatness. So to jump into the questions real quick, I'm gonna let Nala ask the first question real quick. Go ahead.
Okay, well, when I listen to your poetry, it definitely makes me feel beautiful as a Black woman. So I can only imagine the feeling that you give to others when they listen to your poetry or work. So my question would be, why did you deem it essential to highlight the beauty of Blackness?
Okay, so I feel that everything, specifically my poetry, is about metaphysical genetic reprogramming. Like, the goal is to talk your body into a internal shift. You know what I'm saying? And all the time, like, I have been programmed in my life to understand how dope my Black is, how dope Black people are in general. So it boggles me to see us acting outside of that constraint that my mindset is in. So that is, for me, it is all programming. It's programming for myself. It's programming for anybody who hears my work to know that there needs to be an internal change. There needs to be an internal shift. For one, for all humanity to be able to embrace its innate Blackness so that we can start to do some real human to human healing, but also to be able to revel in the wonderment of what African people have done for human beings on the planet Earth in order for us to sustain themselves as long as we have, to be the inventors of numbers, of astrology, astronomy, math, physics, geography, civility, governments, politics.
Everything.
Everything.
Hot sauce and everything.
Hot sauce and everything.
For those who don't know, that's an excerpt from her song Peanut Butter and Jelly. You need to go watch the video. It is very beautiful, shot right there at her lovely estate. So yes, please watch that peanut butter and jelly video for real. Because hot sauce go with everything. It's Chicago thing.
Everything.
Fish and spaghetti, my nigga. Next question. So, Bird, I have a question for you. How has living in Atlanta impacted your creative process in comparison to living in our hometown, Chicago?
The creative process, I don't think has shifted at all. You know, like I was writing cold poems before I moved to Atlanta, and how those poems come about is still very much so the same as it was before I moved here. Atlanta has allowed me the opportunity, just like you guys were talking about before we cracked open the open mic. You know, and knowing people like knowing George and me, and being here has offered me the opportunity to do things that I haven't had an opportunity to do before, to travel to some places that I might not have had an opportunity to travel to before. And in all honesty, this was just, from moving to Chicago to moving to Atlanta was a promise to myself to just like go balls to the wall, move on faith, try something different, see if I could really make a career out of this thing that I'm so in love with.
Smooth.
Yeah.
And that's real for a lot of people too. Like, for real.
Yeah, you're amazing at it.
Last question. Matter of fact, do you have another question?
I think our question is kind of the same.
What, your last question or my question?
Yeah. Being that you're such an amazing, successful poet, what advice would you give to the new generation coming behind you?
Okay, so from what I'm seeing, from where I got my success and how much more successful I could be than what I am, I would say this. Figure out your niche and what you're good at, lean into it early, and create as much of your own content as possible. Stop waiting on open mic, stop waiting on whatever it is you're waiting on that you think you need to make you a better poet. Start right now. Start filming yourself right now. Throw your poems up on Instagram or whatever social media site you're going to put them up on right now. Figure it out and start where you are with what you have, because it's more than enough and people going to fuck with it. I promise you, even if you terrible, somebody terrible is going to fuck with it with you, because everybody needs somebody, and people will genuinely follow you because you are putting your genuine heart out there, and they'll watch you get better, and that is how you create a fan base, for real, for real. So I'm just telling you what I know.
Man. Last question before while we still got you. With choosing the poetry career, if you could go back and do it all over again with the knowledge that you know now, would you do it? And if so, what would you do different?
I wouldn't have worn a house dress on the first time I went on TV. And I wish one of my friends would tell me that my house.
First time you went on TV?
I went on TV the first time.
Was
Because
it
that really was, like, I wore a full-blown muumuu to be on Versus and Flow, but don't tell nobody. But it was cute, and I thought it was everything, because, you know, I'm Teresa the Songbird, and it had, like, peacock feathers. It had the bird on it. It was bedazzled and shit. My waist was snatched. I looked good in it, but it was a whole house dress. And I have since then learned how to pick a wardrobe and get some proper undergarments. Undergarments, plus size ladies watching and listening. Undergarments is everything on television. Do not be afraid to layer them bitches up like winter clothes. You understand me? You put on your girdle, you put on your body shaper, you put on your body magic. All the magic. Then you put on the black girl magic and you pray all of the lines lay down. You don't even understand how many undergarments I had on at the Trumpet Awards, and I was still round in the middle. But that's okay. God liked me like this.
Beautiful. You was beautiful. And I wouldn't have let your ass go on TV with that muumuu on if you would have told me. That would I seen that shit. I was like, who would she is gonna go pick some cotton or take care of some crackers, baby? That shit. But anyway.
Y'all do that muumuu shit.
Yo, wait. One time for George and me just dropping in just randomly and shit, but it ain't random, because this really like being in your room right now, G, except for just on Zoom.
Right, except for we on the internet.
I know, right? Like, for real, for those who don't know, especially having had the magnificent pleasure of actually experiencing life in Georgia Means room, like, man, if you can go, man,
for
real.
Don't do that. It's the black hole. You gonna go in Georgia room at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you gonna be like, I just came to see you for a second, George. I just came to talk for about 10 minutes. And the next thing you know, y'all, you see your sister doing the suck you right up, man. You get there at 10 a.m. The next thing you know, it's dark outside. Your children calling you, talking about Mama, Daddy said you ain't coming home tonight.
I'm hungry. You forgot
We
to
over
feed me.
here eating cup of noodles all day, Mama. If you say you were going to Auntie Georgia house for a minute, it's time to go to bed, Mama.
That ain't the truth.
Dead ass though, like for real.
All day.
All day.
Yo, like for real.
That's why I stopped going up there, because Georgia know. Now I just go up there to drop stuff off. Because if I ain't going with a mission to drop stuff off and with a plan to leave and a time I got to be there, so you can have an appointment. Like if you go in the Georgia house, you need to have like a doctor's appointment or court. You gotta have something like that to do before. You gotta know that's what you finna do, so that you you go to jail if you don't leave Georgia house. You need to leave. You need to have something to force you up out that black hole. It's like a black hole of black excellence and enjoyment. Don't get it twisted. It ain't like a black hole where you fall into nothingness. It's like a black hole of the black diaspora. And then you just fall down into it like the black man in Get Out with the T. You fall down into Georgia's succubus hole of black love excellence. And then
y'all shouldn't be so smart. Then we couldn't have all this great conversation and stimulation.
Exactly.
Then y'all get the hell on.
That's what happened with the Queendom Come. We fell down the hole of black love excellence.
Reciprocity. It's reciprocity. You feel me? We reflect that which you are. We each other reflections. What you mean? What we are. That's what we supposed to. Iron sharpens iron, right?
Love you, Divine. Love you, Nyla. Love you, Teresa. Y'all keep with the show. Get out my room.
Shit, tell Lady Girl I said what's happening. They know it's a real quick, real true story. So for those who know me, they call me BJ. However, Lady Girl, George's mama, I done got called every other nickname under the sun. I done got called PJ with a P, DJ, skateboard, because I skateboard too. But not skateboard, cause they Southern, we country folk. So it's skateboard. You gotta say it like that. You gotta say it like that. But shit, where was I? Damn, what the damn list there, man? Oh shit. Goddamn, that felt good. Clap it up one more time for your first feature tonight, Teresa the Songbird. So
I appreciate y'all so much for having me. Oh, if you want to follow me and you don't, you can follow me everywhere at THA Songbird, THA Songbird, and I'm finna do like Ruckus. If you got anything you was thinking about blessing me with for Tamika Festival, pass that right on to $ Tamika Fest. Pass that to Georgia Meese Cash App, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. And quiet as it's kept, the Orange Angel sent my stimulus check, so I'm chilling for at least a week.
12. Don't forget Tamika Fest 12.
Tamika Fest 12.
Cash App Tamika
Cash
Fest
App Mimi.
12. If you're sending it for Songbird, in the little description box, put for the Songbird or Teresa the Songbird, so that way we'll know that it's specifically for her. If you cash out before Henny and Poetry in the description, put Henny and Poetry. If you cash out before specifically Georgia Me, nigga, just say, hey Georgia, this for you. But that way we could decipher what it is on the back end. You feel me? But Songbird, as always, I love you. Thank you for being a pillar of light, love, prosperity, discipline, and so many more magnificent, amazing things. Thank you for being, my stylist giving me drip right. Man, I had to take them out because they was coming loose. I didn't want to do that shit, but it still looks good. I look like Jesus with crinkles in his fucking head right now. So it's like
I ain't mad at it. Y'all have a blessed night. Enjoy the rest of y'all show. I'm finna get back to doing extra work for Georgia Me.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Bird. Thank
No
you.
problem. We waiting on your email.
Love
It's
you,
coming.
baby.
All right,
Love you. I say that way.
I say.
Peace, peace. All right, so on to the next, on to the next, hey, on to the next, on to the next.
I say it's time for another.
Time for another shot. Okay. We got pour up again. So for those who are partaking, it's time for another shot with Henny and Poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Because it ain't right. I mean, it's Hennessy and poetry. So if you lit, slow your pace, pour your own shot. This is what it is. But we pouring up. I'm pouring up. Tie down. Boom. I pour grown man shots. Fuck all that shit. Boom. Oh, you want more?
No.
Hey. That's all. She looked at me like, nigga, like.
You got heavy hand, y'all.
Yo, so and if you don't drink, perfectly fine. Whatever your preferred choice is, it doesn't matter if it's alcohol or alkaline.
Right.
It's whatever you decide to, just pour it with us. So one time for everybody, one time for the relaunch. We're gonna take a sip of the shot. I say that way. Wow. You know, like when you get a fresh lineup, and it's like when the Clippers, you know, well, you probably don't know, but all the fellas know, like when the Clippers, it's like, you know, you get the fresh lineup, and they, you know, they do your lip right here. Like I just felt that burn from the alcohol, from the Henny. Like, oh, right here, B. Like I felt that shit. For real. That's how you know my shit crispy right now. But without further ado, we have on deck. Well, we have coming to you right now, Poetics, and on deck is Ken Warner and Sincere. Once again, we have Poetics coming to you right now, and on deck is Ken Warner and Sincere. So without hey, there we go. What's happening, partner?
What's good? What's going on, good brother?
Beer like you and shit, man. What's the secret, man?
Fruits and berries, bro. Fruits and berries.
Nigga, everybody said that damn shit, nigga. I drink fruits and berries every motherfucking morning with sea moss. This shit still ain't like, well, what's up, man? Is it the joba oil? Is it Irish sea moss? What's up? Like, nigga, is it genetics? Is it poetics?
It's genetics, man. It's all genetics, bro. It's all genetics, man. Then you just gotta have the patience with it. That's all.
Man, it's all good. I'm gonna rock the fuck out this Life Jennings go to real.
No doubt. But yo, I just want to appreciate y'all for letting me on here, man. Shout out to everybody that I know, that I don't know him, man. What's going on, family? I know there's a few I know a couple VIP members in here too. Shout out B Rock, Sincere. But yeah, man, appreciate you having me on.
Man, give thanks.
Thanks for coming.
Before you get into your piece, say yo, ask him why he write, man.
Okay. Tell us why you write. Why is poetry important to you?
Man, you gotta give the people who don't have a voice, you gotta be able to speak for them. You gotta be able to express yourself. You gotta be able to express your truth. You know what I mean? The power of the spoken word, man. You can move mountains, you can manifest reality. So, you know, you just put the pen to the pad, let it flow.
Okay. All right. So what you got for us today? That was beautiful.
So on that note, this next piece is called Qualities. This is basically for you know, my brothers going through the justice system and some of that kind of the injustices that go along with that whole process, that whole experience.
Right.
You know, so it's something that we probably like think about or we might hear about, but you know, I got cool friends that did some time in there. So listen to their stories. It just gives you a different perspective. So this is called Qualities.
Okay.
What do you do when the world no longer glorifies your qualities? See, we've been fighting uphill battles for what seems like an eternity and winning them silently. But the only time you acknowledge me is when I'm shooting the 3 or rhyming over a dope beat. Like the extent of my capabilities only extend to entertainment. Let the TV tell it, I'll be just another statistic. Like how 57% of the prison system is comprised of Black men, and most are locked up for nonviolent offenses. And now I'm waiting for cousin Pookie to come out of jail cell because visitation starts at 11 a.m. Just so I could tell him his son scored the game-winning touchdown and his sister is helping his baby mother hold the fort down. See, he was in the passenger seat, got labeled as an accomplice, and now he's serving 10. Had to defend himself in the pen, got into a life or death situation and fought to the very ends up killing him. And they added 5 more to the end of that sentence. He told them it was for self-protection, but they used that gown and gavel as a weapon. Like, what does this world have left for Black men? See, I don't do this for entertainment. I do this because they detain men on 23-hour lockdown for mandatory minimum sentences in industrial complex prison systems, all for the self-interest. And I thought prison was for rehabilitation until I studied the 13th Amendment. See, they abolished slavery unless you're incarcerated. But I've been studying our legacy lately, and I couldn't help but see we were kings and queens way before slavery. But now your common misconceptions and your constant second guessing gave you the wrong impression. See, they judge it based on how we dress it. But I've seen criminals in 3-piece suits and scholars in rags with no riches. Side note. I had this crazy thought the other day. Like, we see brothers wearing jeans sagging past, and I couldn't help but wonder, what if they're subconsciously telling the world to kiss their ass? For the lies that were told you thought they wouldn't catch, for the targets painted on their back and law enforcement coming for their neck. But I'm gonna use those common misconceptions as a weapon to change your perception. Sorry, not sorry for my focus and controlled aggression. See, I'm not about to be oppressed by their stereotypes, enslaved inside a prison made by their decisions, and now the only mission, to preserve this essence. I live in the present tense, but get the strength of my ancestors to embody their presence. This is heaven sent. The skin, beautiful. The hair, natural. These words of wisdom in the mind is powerful. We disregard distractions, curb the diversions. Our people on the verge of, fuck it, this is perfect. My nephew said he wanted to be an astronomer. Shorty I met in the grocery store said she's studying to be an architect. My sister just got a doctorate. Oh my, talk about Black excellence. But why are we confined and defined by the state of this continent? Like, they haven't been teaching us to hate ourselves since Willie Lynch been a part of the curriculum. Crooked lies throughout history. No wonder why it's a mystery where we really come from. Missing pages out the textbook, and now the tests look like a bunch of loaded questions. Which one of your forefathers chopped down the cherry tree? The answer is D, none of the above. Now, cousin Pookie sitting behind the glass talking to his son and asked, what did you learn in history class? Christopher Columbus discovered America. Our forefathers built this great nation, and Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves when he signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, cousin Pookie sitting thinking how he's supposed to teach his son from general population. And speaking of raising a nation, picture me asking for 40 acres. Fuck a mule. I want a hospital, a bank, and 2 schools. Test laws and find loopholes in tax codes, because what we call obstacles, they call collateral. Just to keep you climbing up this ladder that has no end, and we've been raised off their sin. I don't want justice and equality. I want my independence from this unjust society, a crooked system built off the backs of Black men, women, and children. What happens when they no longer glorify your qualities? They disregard your contributions and hide your history behind years of tyranny. Can't defend against the views. They paint a savage picture in the media and news. Now they paint a savage picture in the media and news. Can't defend against the views, misrepresentation. And now the world is introduced to me by what they say on TV. How can we gain equality if they don't represent us equally? I'm tired of asking for something I know I already deserve. I'm tired of asking for something I know I already deserve. I'm tired of asking for something I know I already deserve. I'm tired of hashtags. I'm tired of putting my hands up. I'm tired of them calling us the land of the free and the home of the brave, when I was a coward who shot that man and left the streets to be its grave. I'm not a free man. I'm a free soul. Never to be bought, never be sold. What do you do when the world no longer glorifies your qualities? You build your own. Rebel. Appreciate y'all, bro. Appreciate, man. No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
I really love your poem. And you know what's crazy? I was just reading Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad. Are you familiar?
Yeah, I know the book.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of your poem. A lot, especially with the do for self mentality. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Yo, that's dope.
Appreciate it. Yeah, man, that piece is just to shine light on some of the different things, some different challenges that we got to face. You know, not to forget about, like you said earlier, like just the people who don't have a voice, because there's a lot of people that have an idea of, you know, just for this example, prison system, but it's a bunch of different things across the board. So for the people that don't have a chance to speak out for those situations. But yeah, man, follow me on Instagram _poetics. That's _POETIX _POETIX. Yeah, click the link in my bio.
Yo, smooth. And just for everybody to know, on our Instagram, _Henny and Poetry, that is spelled HENNYANDPOETRY. You will see everybody tag who are the performers, everybody tag who performed tonight.
Right.
So you will see their Instagrams as well there, so you could go follow them as well. Also, you will see Georgia Me's Instagram, the Tamika Festival, so you can follow everything, the whole scope of everything, because that's what we do. Each one teach one, that's what we do. We support each other. This is what we do. And if it ain't this, then in my opinion, it ain't necessarily right. I could just be a little bit biased, but that's just what it is.
That's true.
Because it's like, if and it's not discrediting any other platforms or anything like that, because I see platforms out there. Oh my God, I forget the brother's name, but he's in Europe and he's running a open mic right now. Poetry slam that even Miss Carter and other poets is on this mic has performed in as well. And it's beautiful to see platforms like that be in line with what we got going on too. Even though we didn't know each other prior to this whole pandemic of the COVID happening. But for the natural energy, the natural frequency, to still be in line that, hey, you know, we want to produce realness. We want to bring real to the forefront, especially shine the light on the real that's within our community, the poetry community. So it's real dope. And it's like real is being connected to real. So that way it could be more prevalent than the fake shit that's out there. So big ups to every artist. Big up to Poetics. And without further ado, we're going to bring to you the next artist. Ken Warner. Ken Warner, are you in here? I don't know. Let's find out. Ken, are you here? Mic check 1 2 1
One
2.
thing while we got a minute, if you wanted to learn any more about like the criminal justice system, another dope read would be The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander.
Oh, also, if you want to actually just really if you're like a nerd, even if you're not a nerd, if you just want to learn about like Black history and shit, correction, I'm sorry. I've been sipping.
You call me a nerd?
No, I ain't calling you a nerd like that. I was apologizing for me saying shit to Black history, like Black history and shit. But needless to say, if you go to Henny and Poetry on Instagram, _Henny and Poetry, what you will find when you click the link tree, you will find over it's like 100 books or something like that. Mm-hmm. That's
it's a Google Drive.
It's a Google Drive with literally over
any Black history book you can think of. The New Jim Crow is on there as well. You can read anything.
So it has in its archives, it has anywhere between 70 to 100 Black history books all across the grid on many different topics. So for real, if you really about that life, even if you're just wanting to expand your knowledge upon who we are and learn more about yourself and do some more self-discovery and not just stuff, especially if you are African American descent. I really don't like using the term Black with what I just recently learned, but I understand the purpose of it. But you Black, hey man, look here, tune in, click that link in the link tree, learn something new about yourself, your culture, your legacy for real. Even if you're not Black, you just want to pay homage and know what it is and not try to be a motherfucker who just want to learn about the shit.
Yeah, life started.
I mean, yeah, you know, you feel, man, look here. It's like you got some folk out here that would learn and study us just so they could defeat us. You know, that's like the art of war type shit. But if you really genuine and you really want to learn so you could help and not hinder, then yo, click on the shit. Like for real. That's just what it is. Without further ado, Ken Warner, are you here? Cause I called you, bro. We talked.
Ken Warner is not on. Sincere is not on. Miss Carter is on.
All right, we're going straight to Miss Carter. Clap it up one time for the one time, all the way for Chicago, baby. Shot-town, we in the building. Throw your C's up for real. Hey, that's what we do, Baltimore. Hey, and also, Miss Carter just hosts an open mic on Facebook where it was a cash prize too. Before you get into what you do, please tell us about like who won that for real.
Tracy Sten won first place. We are still trying to determine second place. It's between Mother the Creator, Kiss the Poet, and Right Reasons. We have not determined the second place winner at this point.
Okay.
Man, I did it myself, but you know we was doing this. So when you do the next one, I got you for real. Cause that's
you guys do realize it's late as hell, right? Like it's after midnight. I'm tired as fuck. Like I'm trying to stay on and stay up for my boy B-Rock so I can support him. But you guys started an hour late. You know what I'm saying? You're doing a lot of talking. Let's get this shit going. You know what I'm saying? Let me do this poem. I'm fucking exhausted. I've been slamming for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? I ran my own show today. I was in this bitch at 10 o'clock. And let me just do my shit.
Go ahead, do you, sis?
I think that you are simply amazing. That's why sometimes I stare at you in amazement like, man, this shit is crazy. I wasn't shot by Cupid from the beginning, but he grazed me. I used to think this love thing couldn't faze me, but you changed me. Grew me up real quick like you raised me. Now your love has me captivated. I'm lost like I'm in a maze. I'm off like I'm in a daze. I give him praise. Because when God created you, he must have had me in mind. From the very moment I saw you, I knew that you would be mine. From the very moment I saw that you would be mine. But I wasn't for sure, so I said, God, please show me a sign. And that's when you started showing me my worth. Even knowing me at my worst, accountable, you were holding me for my dirt and holding me when I hurt, but you were showing me that I've searched everywhere, but forgot to find the love that was blowing up in me first. I would ask you to pray with me and you would end up falling down on your knees first, showing me that when he's first, everything that follows after indeed works. Showing me that in every relationship, we do need God to proceed first. Showing me that we don't necessarily need God, church. I'm sorry. Showing me that we don't necessarily need God. I don't know. I'm fucked up. Shit.
It's all right. It's all right.
Showing me that in every relationship we need God to proceed first. Showing me that if it's you, me, and God, we can accomplish any job, and that's called teamwork. Okay, yours truly with the the way you love me unconditionally, the way you're hugging me and kissing me, the way you communicate and listen to me, you're so different. The way you love your children, the way you exhibit how real men are supposed to cherish women got me feeling like I'm winning in this evil world we live in, to know that true love is still existent. Thank you.
That was beautiful.
Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Thank you.
One
Good
time for the
night.
one time.
Shit, I'm out this bitch. Henny and Poetry. God damn it.
Hey, where your bottle at? Cause nigga, you been pre-gaming. So
Look
shit,
at this
put all
shit.
this on me.
Nigga, waiting for your motherfucking ass. You see this?
Nigga, you see what mine at? Shit.
Nigga, stop. Nigga, come on now. Let's get B-Rock in this bitch, because I'm waiting for my brother. I'm really waiting for my big brother. So let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it cracking. Chi-Town.
It's coming. Very in due time, for real. But appreciate you, Queen, for real. So without further ado, let's get into the next artist real quick. Silent the Poet. Where you at, Silent? Silent, where you at?
The motherfucker name is Silent. He being silent. He being himself. Shit.
I know, right? Like
What's going on, man?
What's happening?
I'm chilling. You know I gotta rock the boat and change the whole tempo now, right?
Hey, yo, bring it, man. I know what you're capable of. So let's see. Shock the world with what you got. Go ahead.
All right, say no more. I'm the silent poet. I like to keep it short and sweet. The only time I go long is when I go deep. This is my obsession. Do I have to blow out your back to make you respect me? Or deep stroke your mind so you'll fall in love with me? I'm that dude, your pussy friend enemy, and I can do both, so don't take me lightly. Before you love me, you have to respect me. And if you don't, well, have you ever loved a man you didn't respect? That's the dick making your life a fucking wreck. I'm not here to break you. I'm here to make you come. When I do my job, you call me back for seconds. When I make you come twice, you realize the kid is nice. When I do it again, you start saying, ooh, this is the beginning and not the end. Now your mind starts to wonder, what if maybe I just might? Let's not get ahead of the pack. It's only the third night. See, I specialize in getting better with time. Before I conquer your body, I'm gonna masturbate your mind. Opening doors you thought were lost and left behind. Putting your thoughts on the table because I still wine and dine. Making your fantasies into a live stream. Before I make you come, I'm gonna make you scream. I'm putting on your favorite cologne to release your pheromones. I wanna make you float, activating your psychic hormones, like being high without smoking, so you can inhale my pipe without choking, like getting drunk without drinking, so we can fuck all night without thinking, like being on ecstasy without popping, so we can sex through time without blinking. See, I'm licking, sucking, and eating. So put your clit in my lips and your pussy in my mouth. Fill it with all your juices. Force me to spit it out. Wetting up your thighs, tears coming to my eyes. Feeling every lick of my tongue cleaning inside. Suction lock on your clit. Ass squeezing so tight, forcing you to raise your hips. Only your feet and shoulders touching, elevated while she drips. I'm in so deep, I can't even spit. Now I'm licking, sucking, and swallowing it. You can tremble and moan as you tighten your grip. You can squeeze your thighs as I'm clutching your hips. Relax or keep bugging. I'll make your legs split. You picked the wrong time to fight when I'm licking, sucking, and tasting it. So don't be surprised when I start humming. I know not to stop when I feel you coming. So let me smash that pussy. Every stroke full of steam, making it soft and gushy, coming out full of cream. This is me going in, taking one for the team. The next position is a sin. I'm gonna arc your back and spread your knees. Pull your hands between your legs so you can grab my seeds. Every stroke I stroke, baby, please just squeeze. The next position is freeze. This is when I sink so deep in the pussy and stay there. You can pulsate on my dick and pray there. Like a sniper, I'm trained to just lay there. And when I start to move, my waistline is the groove. I'm whining in the pussy like I'm stirring with a spoon. Look at me when I'm stroking. The last position is in tune. As long as you're riding, the juice is flowing, the cream is rising, the ass is smacking, the names are calling, don't care if it's raining or if it's snowing, the roof is falling, the house is burning, the cops are coming, the horns are blowing, our hearts are racing, thank God we're coming, because I'll keep going. That's my goddamn obsession. Silent poet in the building.
Hey.
Like
Yo,
that.
Silent gave
Wow.
you a mouthful for real.
Hey, why do you call yourself Silent the Poet?
Well, nobody knew I was a poet. That's why I used to just write and put my stuff down. So I became the silent poet.
That poem is tough.
Yo, you do
Thank
a
you
lot
very
with
much.
real.
Yeah, you do a good job at creating imagery.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yo,
Appreciate you guys putting me on as well.
For real.
Yeah.
Yo, big ups to Silent Poet for real. So coming to you right now, B-Rock. Mr. B-Rock, all the way from Baltimore by way of this great city of Atlanta. Your second feature for the night. Your second feature for the night. For real. Yo, one of my favorite B-Rock quotes, for real. damn shit, it's just up to my tongue. It's like our decisions make us who we are, who we are. Our decisions make us who we are, who we are. It's some real shit because your decisions make you who the fuck you are, like for real. Right. So without further ado, quarantine, bring it to you. Henny Poetry, second feature, Mr. B-Rock. Clap it up right now. Hey!
What up, what up, hey, what up? Quarantine and chill. Coronavirus, shit is real.
Yo.
You don't get your Cardi B ass.
Hey, yo, real quick.
Yo, shout out to Georgia, yo.
Yo, real quick. So check this out. On the last Henny and Poetry, you actually called in.
Yeah. Because you had like 19 legends in the room at the same time. How could I not?
So it's like I ended with the legends with Georgia and everybody else. So, and you was actually on the phone. So it's like, how does it feel to go from that moment to actually being the feature artist here now?
Man, what a powerful question. Yeah, man. So Georgia Me has this, she's always dropping crazy gems, right? But one of the gems she dropped on one of my recent projects, the Instagram album, Yeah, We Out Here, I interviewed her. And one of the things she says is, you know, when you're consistent, you're going to get what you ask for. Like whatever you're working towards is going to come to you because you constantly do something every single day towards that, you know, and poetry and Hennessy are two things that I constantly work at every single day.
I'll say it that way.
So, you know what I'm saying? It was really only a matter of time, I guess you can say, you know, like, because I'm plugged into this shit, bro. Like poetry is my fucking life. The industry of spoken word is my life. And I want nothing more than to see, you know, poetry go to the next level. And that's why I'm so proud of all the poets. I'm proud of, you know what I'm saying, the Tamika Festival. I'm proud of everybody that's a creative, that's an artist, that's transitioning, you know, from this quarantine. You know, we can't be together, but look, we can be together virtually. And technology and liquor don't mix, first of all, but but we're making it happen as creatives, and I'm just so proud of all of us.
Oh, that's sweet.
The coronavirus, it is real.
Okay, as a native of Baltimore, right, how do you feel like that shaped your career?
Oh my God, Baltimore is, oh, excuse me. Baltimore is, it's late.
Turn over one time for Baltimore real quick because y'all
want to have me crying and shit. I'm drinking and shit. Like y'all want to bring up old shit. Like why are you bringing up old shit? Baltimore was hard, bro. Like fuck what people say. Baltimore was hard. Like I grew up on Park Heights and Garrison, West Baltimore, fucking 3 blocks from the city dump. Like for real, like it was a very, very hard experience, and it shaped who I am today. So I'm appreciative for that. You know what I'm saying? It gave me a lot of street smarts. I'm appreciative of that. It taught me how to be a very grateful person because I know what it's like to have absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and it also made me a hard ass too. Like I'm just not scared of shit. You know what I'm saying? Except for Black women.
Oh wait, why y'all? Okay, wait.
Yeah, I know she the only one over here that ain't sipping.
Right, I know it's midnight. Come on now, look, it's midnight. My glass is at the bottom. Like I drank everything. Like it's gone. Like I'm fucked up. Y'all about to get some bars tonight. Like y'all about to get...
Hey yo, so we kind of did it in reverse. So we asked you the questions before we actually let you get into the performance. So my question to you, B-Rock, I want you to share some more light upon your project, the Instagram album. Please tell the people more about what that is, how it all came together as well.
Oh man, the album was actually inspired by it was influenced greatly by my man Milk. Shout out to Milk, shout out to VIP, one of the members of VIP.
Another Baltimore native.
Yes, sir. Baltimore in the building. You already know how we do. And so it's centered around my Lyft rides. I drive for Lyft here in Atlanta. Well, I did drive for Lyft, but they didn't know a good thing when they had it. But with Lyft, I would pick up people around the city. So the people that I'm picking up on this album are actually poetry connoisseurs. These are curators. These are creative entrepreneurs. These are people who are facilitators of the spoken word scene here in Atlanta. And it features a lot of amazing people. It features Divine Rhymes here as your awesome host. It features Georgia B. Poppy Picasso is featured in the thing. You got Sincere, Fitz, Milk is featured in it. It's a lot of people. Arcane, Reflective Soul Series. I shout out to Poetic Vibe. Shout out to, it's 15 artists and over 100 poets that I actually pay tribute to at the very end. So like, if you're an artist, if you're a poet here in Atlanta, then you've probably been mentioned in the album. So yeah, it took a long time to finish that shit. That shit was a long process, but we got it done and I'm proud of it.
I'm proud.
It's revolutionary.
Exactly. You say you from Park Heights. I went to Forest Park. I lived in Liberty Heights.
Hey, my mama went to Forest Park High School. I went to Woodlawn.
Ah!
You already know, sign out, babies. We are here.
See, in Atlanta, more so Clayton County, is a little bit different. When she said Forest Park, I was like, wait, hold on.
Right. Yeah, Forest Park, Georgia. Yeah,
I was like, wait, hold on. Forest Park wasn't pop. Nothing against them, but nigga, they was like one of the worst, if not the worst school besides mine, unfortunately. But yo, B, hit us with that heat for real quick. What you got for us? As he kills the chalice.
Okay.
As he kills the chalice with no malice.
Riding around the city on them things, nigga. Riding around the city on them things, nigga. I can't make excuses why I can't be so successful, because before I had a car, I was waiting at them bus stops. They used to call me names, now I'm switching 4 lanes, and the ranger, the leaders roll up on them like I was the cops, because I'm a grown-ass man. I don't play games, I make grown-ass plans. King Kong stomping in some grown-ass pants. These grown-ass moves got me doing the dance, So call me France, French kissing in the backseat, bumping Blackstreet with Adonis that can sing and dance like, ooh, baby, give me one more chance. Baltimore bred, so I'm good with the hands. Poet from the hood, no Tupac. I could drive by, leave deal where they stand. Words shooting off my drop top. I manifested all from the sea to the land. Blueprints lay out the whole plot. I drive now and they get chauffeured later. Time is money and I only speak TikTok. Big Ben with the big clock. Hands rotate, I'm an automatic. They stuck at shifting in place. I'm a ride past the hate with the windows up, letting this thing thump. We just speed bumps. We might slow down, might slow up, but we never stop. We on top, we riding around the city on them things, nigga. Riding around the city on them things, nigga. But this live ain't free. You looking at it like an open receipt and closed your mind to starving artists just trying to make ends meet. This live ain't free. You see, we mask our feelings to hide who we truly killing with these artistic mediums, while fakers float on helium. We stay grounded in truth, the naked proof. I can turn you on using only the bare minimum. She looking at me like, ooh, girl, I'm really feeling him. I'm feeling you too, boo. But this live ain't free. I mean, baby, maybe when you take your mask off too, you'll see we're the same person. Maybe you'll see that I'm worth it. Maybe you'll see I don't have much, but everything I got, I earned it. Maybe you'll see I'm a freak with these words, like when I told my queen to scratch her name in my back in cursive. It's been days since I wrote in cursive. My life is in print, so my name is always mentioned in newspaper verses. I'm gifted with purpose, so blessed I curse my curses. This mask makes my demons nervous, because I'm filled with so much darkness, but all you see is light on the surface. That's why when I make it rain, you might confuse my dancer with flirting. That's why this live ain't free. Because even though I hate capitalism, I gotta play the game like I wrote it. I hate sexism because gender roles aren't important. I hate racism, but all I see is coons and crackers on my porch with torches fighting for resources. If we ever finally have a family reunion, I'm going as the monkey's uncle, wearing Dunbar's mask. I light skin, smiling and jiving in front of bougie white faces. Call me Barack Obama's replacement. My queen cut out the eyes so I could see further, then I let my sons decorate it. I love movies, but The Master of Disguises is my favorite. Netflix, quarantine, and chill? Hell no. I'm too dramatic and charismatic enough. God got my life on her playlist. But of course, she wouldn't say this. She don't boast about the highly favored. We are simply undercover angels. But don't be surprised when you see danger. Look at my vibrations. Colors bursting everywhere. I gain power from my ranges. This range is basic, but I'm chefing meals like I'm cooking for somebody famous. The enemy burns in my kitchen. My beef be Cajun. I'm making them sweat, and the massacre hasn't even started yet. Set, go. Don't collect $200. I monopolize the pieces. You're the thimble. I'm the starter jet. You better jet. My magazine's the best. It's mass. It's a conscious threat. No, a massacre is more like 16 million babies aborted by neighbors who neigh like horses. Don't care who wrote it. Your cows are poison. Pigs are losers. Bodies deformed into what you hated most. GMO, and all because a scholar wrote it. Rose above the bullshit. Now I'm fertile and focused on sun rays that make these last days more potent. I'm plunging your mind, just imported to the shores of my island. I land in on a unicorn in a roadmap in the form of a poem, leading you towards true freedom. Follow my lead. You want it. I got it. Just remember this live wasn't free. But if you got something on it, you got some gas money, and we riding around the city on them things. Appreciate you.
Yay, B-Rock.
Appreciate you, George Me. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Love.
Shout out to B-Rock. What up, my nigga?
Yo.
Yo, I'm gonna put you on the spot real quick, B-Rock. And I'm doing this for a reason, because it's like a lot of people view poetry and just art, just the arts, period, and they don't think like the love is real, you know, and it's that transparent to hold your dig. So it's like me and this brother right here, the one reason why I really fuck with Mr. B-Rock, Brandon, as far as government, my name's Benjamin, so that way.
Get him out there. Let him know.
I'm really Brianna.
It's like.
Oh, yeah, we know.
It's like when we, not only when we met, but how we met. The situation that was surrounding that with that particular individual, and that person telling you a bunch of negative shit about me, but you was like, if you talking so negative about him, but he's really the real nigga, so let me go fuck with the real nigga and find out for myself.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh, we getting spicy. We getting spicy on us. Henny and poetry and tea. That's what really it is. It's tea and poetry.
We're not name dropping or nothing like that. You feel me? With all due respect, but it's just a testament, because for me personally,
right,
it's hard upon myself to make sure that I'm genuine in everything that I do, like for real. So that's a strength and a weakness. So and then like our next feature, Taalam, my relationship with men and period just haven't been the greatest. So it's like when a brother comes to me and it's like, yo, like I really fuck with you for who you are, and it's real, and then there's more real moments that happen from that moment. Mm-hmm. It's like it's real. So it's organic. Like I don't want anybody to ever think, like, ever, period, that anybody that's on this platform that it's some clout chasing shit. No, the relationships are real. Like Georgia's saying, your wealth is in your relationships. And I thank God for the wealth that lies within my relationships, even those that came through Georgia, just being straight up, because that's just really what the real is. And that's what as we grow and as we build relationships in and outside of networks, and as everything intertwined, we got to keep that within the core basis. So I just wanted to shed some light upon that for those who don't know, who are just viewing, watching this, because you know the world is watching right now. You feel me? So it's like we know each other. They don't know how we know each other. They don't know our dynamic. They don't know how dope Atlanta is, real rap. So you been here for a minute, so you are considered an Atlanta artist, transplant, but still an Atlanta artist.
Hey, Divine.
What's up?
Was you cloud chasing or clout chasing? Are you cloud chasing? You chasing the clouds in the sky? That's
no. Clout. Like we ain't doing this shit for ranking and shit. No, we doing this shit because it's real. Like I give two shits about clout, nigga. You know me. Come on, like.
No, I'm fucking with you, nigga. I'm just fucking with you. We drank.
Hey, look here. I'm nigga. Shit, you see where the bottle at, my nigga.
I bet your lips are hard as fuck right now.
But no, for real, I just gotta show love. Gotta show love, and I'm real big about giving people the roses while they can still smell them. So I want
Facts. And that's what that album was about, man. Like everything you just said is what the Yeah We Out Here Instagram album exemplifies, man. Like it's network is showing that while it's my album is poetry and music, it's uplifting poetry as a unit. You feel me? Like we as poets, like people, like I got this new poem that I cannot wait to drop, bro. Like, and it's just basically uplifting all the poets that I've come in contact with, man. And it's like, it takes all of us for it to, you know what I'm saying, be what it's supposed to be. Like my brand is rockstar poetry, but I'm not the only rockstar poet. Like you just saw a rockstar poet right before me. You know what I'm saying? You just saw rockstar poets as for your first feature. Like every feature, everybody that's in the Tamika Festival is a rockstar poet. You know, I just say it directly. You feel me? But we're all fucking phenomenal, bro. And like I feel like it's our fucking time. Like comedy has been like the recent spotlight of championship shit right now. Like comedy is like taking over. Like it's hella stand-ups. I feel like spoken word poetry is right behind it, bro. Like we're literally up next. Like the spotlight is on, and it's up to every single one of us to drive in our brand, drive in our lane, and really make this shit what it's supposed to be as a unit.
As it should.
How that came out, I'm a little drunk.
It's all good. It's
okay,
all
cool.
good. I mean, shit, this is typical Henny and poetry shit. So once again, thank you. Thank you. For real. And we're gonna keep this picture rolling for real. So without further ado, one of the highlights of this evening, we bring it to you, Taalam Acey. For those who don't know, Taalam Acey is a TED Talk Baltimore, ironically at that, TED Talk speaker Baltimore. This brother has not only graduated from Rutgers University, but shortly after that has literally taught his peers in accounting and finances and things of that nature at the university. And we just talking about accomplishments outside of poetry before he even just like for real, just like got into the poetry. And his poetry accomplishments beyond impeccable. The brother definitely not only opened up and performed multiple times at the Essence Festival. This brother is phenomenal in the poetry game. This brother has also paved the way for a lot of artists for my generation and the generation before me to do what we do. So without further ado, I bring to you one of the legendary. This nigga is, in my opinion, this brother, let me not say nigga. This brother right here is the Langston Hughes, the James Baldwin of our generation. So without further ado, I bring to you the legendary Taalam Acey. Please clap it up.
Hey!
Peace. Peace. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So the deal is one piece, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One piece, and we ask you a question.
We're gonna have a conversation. All right. Hi, Nala. Peace, Divine Rhymes.
God.
I can tell where your scars are just by the way you walk. And every assault that you have endured has ensured your every step. And you are blessed regardless of the animals that have attacked you. And you are pure no matter who's abused you. I know an angel when I see one. And when our kingdom come, it will be you, I, and the Son. And we'll be one. We'll create children, and our children will create us. Then every night by the light of the moon, I will kiss away your scars to Abbey Lincoln tombs. And I will drink perfume that tastes like you out of a vessel with a waist like you. Then I will draw our bath water warm so we can soak until our souls are reborn. And you will be safe and secure in my arms, and it will always be this way. See, I can tell where your scars are just by the way you smile. And every night I walk a mile in your shoes, kiss away your tears and compile your blues till we choose to get sexy with Robert Johnson and Bessie Smith. And I will lick every bit from your soul's revelation to your pain's exodus. And when there's nothing left to sip, I'll massage the tension from your nakedness and then lift you in the most effortless way so you could just slowly ride all your pain away. And you should know they couldn't create a mirror that could begin to show you half the things that I see in you. Because more important than your face and your shape, I'm in love with the woman you're becoming. And I can foresee a day where your hair is mostly gray and your smile shows intense living. And no one can look in your eyes without seeing decades of wisdom. And I'm not concerned with the woman of the year because I'm in love with the bride of a lifetime. And I don't want to watch your figure. I'd rather watch you use your left and right mind. And I'm in love with your laugh more than the tightness of your abs. And mirror can show you your present. I'm obsessed with our future and our past. And my love lasts because it has the benefit of knowing that to truly be intimate, I don't focus on the qualities you have now. Instead, I focus on the qualities you have that are infinite. That should be the sentiment that takes us all around the world to ocean liners and beaches and hotels and far reaches where we'll use stolen glances to communicate our secrets. And I hope our love is the one that teaches couples how to share their lives and men not to compare their wives with what seems greener on the other side. And I'll confide in you nightly, then provide for you daily, then in between do the best I can to treat my fellow man fairly. But it's most important, I'll be that eternal flame that brings you heat whenever you're cold. And you'll always see yourself clearer in me than any mirror, because I'm a pure reflection of your soul. That's that piece.
Yes, Taalam.
Peace,
You better be
sis. How you doing?
married. Oh my God.
Go. What up, though? Nice work, brother.
Thanks, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, man, that was deep, brother. No doubt.
So we have a conversation now, right?
Unmute yourself, Divine. Unmute yourself.
There we go. Cool. Mic check. So yeah, like I was saying, brother, the imagery, the depth, phenomenal work.
Yes.
As always.
Yes.
For real. And you know what's interesting is because when I was looking back at the last Henny Poetry, you was brought up in the conversation, and the last recording with Georgia Me, Abyss, Red Storm, Queen Sheba, DJ Know That, C-Bone Jones, you was brought up in the conversation. To be from That's Where It Left Off to now, I feel like it's nothing short of synergy. Everything happens for I'm real big on synergy. I'm real big on energy. So even though we haven't met in person, brother, it's a great pleasure and honor to meet you. Definitely through this platform.
Pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Indeed.
Man,
Yeah.
to dive straight into it, I watched the interview that you did with Ed Mabry, and it was truly organic, transparent. I love the fact that you brothers definitely have that genuine connection as well. You spoke in that interview about your relationship with your father, as well as your overall relationship with men. So my question to you is, what advice do you have for fathers who desire to give their children something that they did not receive themselves?
I think it's important to give your children patience. I was looking back to not too long ago, a few months ago, I brought my son a laptop because he's in college, and it's unlike my daughters, you know, and sisters, you know, black women are not as supported as a lot of other people in the society, but tend to be supported more than Black men when it comes to college and corporate America. So in the case of my daughters, it was a little bit easier to get them through college. My son, he's kind of on the half with it. So I'm always trying to be encouraging. So one of the things that I did was to get him, another computer to make it easier. I didn't want him to be sitting in class and everybody got their laptops up and he doesn't have his. The thing is, the first day he took the computer out, he dropped it and apparently his friend rolled over it in the car or something. So, and the way that I came up, man, I could only see fire and flames, in my eyes. I just was angry, super angry, But the thing is, you don't get no points for that no more. You only get points for the patience of it. So if, for instance, if this was my last year on earth or my last couple of years, what would matter is that I set him on the correct trajectory to get through school. Me getting mad or me proving a point or me alienating myself from him or vice versa, me pushing him away, you don't get no points for that. So I really had to be patient. I really had to sit down and dig inside myself and figure out how to fix this problem, because the ultimate idea really is to get him through school, not to punish him, not to prove a point, and it is difficult because I do hold men. I tend to hold men to a different standard than I hold women. And by different standard, I mean, in life, I have never been super angry with a woman. I'm not to the extent that it manifested itself. But with men, it's been a totally different way because I have a whole lot. So by different standard, I mean, I don't have as much patience for men. Then I don't have as much patience for men as I do with women. But I'm learning, and by demonstrating that patience, I think you teach a young man more so how to be a man. I don't think that the paradigm from when I was younger of a father showing his son how short his temper is, out in the community fighting and showing his son that, that's how you solve problems, so that paradigm is over. The new paradigm is showing people that, there's a lot of strength and patience.
I really thank you for your answer, for real, because as a father to, my son lives in New York, and I have my second child that's on the way. In both scenarios, I find myself dealing with the dichotomy of trying to give them something that I feel like I really didn't receive myself. And because it's like you have to create something with no true source or no true resource or really acknowledgement or idea of what it looks like in a healthy state per se. So that's I just wanted to share a light upon that question. That's the reason why I asked it, because even for myself, I wanted to know that as well.
Yeah, I dig that. And I also wanted to mention that just, like in this whole stimulus thing, and a lot of companies got bailed out with that PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program or whatever. And a lot of those companies were larger, right? Like Shake Shack and all that, who ended up giving back the money. But the reason that those larger companies ended up getting the money in the first place, was because they had these relationships with banks. And the reason I bring that up is when I was younger, I remember a friend of mine telling me you gotta have your own bank, right? Like, and I didn't understand what he meant at the time, but I get it now. And the same thing with family. So that's the other thing in terms of your children, just a level of support that I never had when I was younger. I mean, you have to, as a man, or even as a woman, as a parent, you have to control your own little mini bank. You have to be there to support them so they don't have to go outside of the family when they have issues, right? And just like any other bank, man, you know, if you give, they need to appreciate what's given, and they need to follow certain rules, right? You know, if they don't do what they said they was going to do, you know, the bank is going to frown on them, you know.
Sure.
But fact is, they have a relationship with their own little family bank that supports them and helps them for whatever they might need, you know. You might be their unemployment agency, you know, if need be, as long as they have garnered the respect that they should have with you. You know, if you know you have a hardworking child and they do what they have to do, I mean, you might have to play that role for them, but you do whatever you can, but you run your own little mini bank. I think that's how a family should be organized.
That's good.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna ask you one more question, then I'm gonna let my co-host Nada ask you her questions.
Sure.
We're on the topic of finance. With your experience in finance, have you ever traded in the Forex market? And if so, can you tell us what your experience is with it?
About Forex, you're talking about foreign exchange?
Correct.
No, I wouldn't bet on currencies. I don't have enough information to inform wise decisions. And I would be careful in any market, whether it was foreign exchange, commodities, or equities, or even bonds. There are firms that all day long, I mean, there are people paying $20,000, $30,000 for terminals that just provide them with information all day long. And it's information long before some of the news agencies even get it. So, I mean, I would be careful in terms of how I invested if I didn't take into account the fact that there were people out there that have much superior information than I have. So I think that the way that the average person should invest is they should invest long-term, right? So the average person, whether it is, even if it is foreign exchange, even if it is currencies, I think that you need to think about where things are going to be a year from now, because a lot of times people who are doing it for a living, who are traders, they're really trying to make profits in the day. They have to turn in their numbers every day, every week, every month, right? So they're making different decisions than you would make if you're trying to build up a war chest over time. If you're trying to be here, you're here today, you're trying to get from here to next year or where you need to be 5 years or 10 years, then you're investing differently. And then you're a competitive investor with them because they're making decisions based on the short term and you're making decisions based on the long. But you have to be careful, in my opinion. Now, if you're talking about digital currency, then I do have some digital currency. I do have some Bitcoin and some Ethereum, but again, I'm not trading it. It's not day trades for me or anything like that. I buy things little by little and with the intention of holding it for long periods of time, unless there's an emergency or something.
I definitely would like to reach out to you outside, more directly in regards to that, giving your background in finance, because I just recently started trading in the Forex market. Mm-hmm. And I see the benefit of it, especially not only for myself, but just the way how for our people and our culture at this particular, especially during this particular time with the COVID going on, I see how making that investment could definitely take us from here to here very quickly, especially if you just have any common sense on how to manage and utilize proper risk management as far as your finances. It's just like a gamble. Don't bet more than you're willing to lose, in very simplistic terms. But I definitely want to chop it up with you more about that later on.
Yeah, when it comes to money, you certainly want to make sure you understand the difference between investing and speculation. And if speculation is what you're doing, then you have to be okay with that. But speculation goes both ways. Many fortunes are made overnight and many fortunes are lost overnight.
So you have to be careful.
That's very true. Okay, so I'm gonna just get into the next question. So I also follow you as well. I really enjoyed your TED Talk, and one of the things that that stood out to me was your SAM acronym. So what would you say to the people that have aptitude but they don't have the motivation necessarily right now because of this current situation that we're in?
You know, it's that baby step thing. So SAM, for those who aren't familiar with it, is it's a formula where success equals aptitude times motivation. And my mother told me when I was younger, you know, there are a lot of people who are, you know, have jobs that people consider menial, jobs that most people don't want. And some of these people who have these jobs are the smartest or the most intelligent people, but they weren't motivated to take their skills, their aptitude, and do something with it. And by motivation, like today, that's what we call a hustle, right? And we know that if you're not hustling, and I'm amazed, like I'm amazed even at what Georgia's doing, because there are people who had events planned. There are people who had all kinds of situations, people who had restaurants who just gave up, right? They didn't take it to the next level. They didn't say, well, how do I make this thing still work? And when you look back on it next year, when it's live again and in venues, it's going to be important for people to look back and say, she didn't just take the year off. She took it online. She did what she had to do in order to make sure that the brand survives. And that's that motivation. So if you don't have, if you're not highly motivated, right, I think that the best thing for you to do is, and I think Divine Rhymes might have mentioned this earlier, is taking these little steps, these baby steps, step by step, or it might have been Georgia, but it's doing one thing at a time, you know? So every day you just go a shorter goal. Like I used to run when I first came to LA this last time, which was about 5 years ago. I used to run like 2 or 3 miles a day, like every morning, I run like 2 or 3 miles. And now I probably couldn't run 2 or 3 blocks, right? Like I ain't been running at all. But if I were to start running again, I probably would start like that, right? I would start, I don't care if I ran a half a block every morning until I felt comfortable enough to run a block, until I felt from that point, I can do 2 blocks to 4 blocks and so on and so forth. So if you aren't motivated, I would plan out where I want to be. And every day I would just do a little bit, right? Just like if you were reading a 400-page book, 4 pages at a time in the beginning, just a little bit. And then we're all creatures of habit. So the more you do something, the easier it becomes for you and the more of it you want to do.
That's great. That's a real gem. Thank you. And then I have just one more question. We're going to respect your time tonight, but a lot of your pieces are very educational and very thought-provoking. Why did you feel like it was important to incorporate that in your message?
I think people's time is valuable. I grew up, when I grew up, my mother wasn't the type of mother that just listened to you no matter what you had to say. Like you really had to have a point. There really had to be something there, or even, you know, even your own mother, right? My own mother, she would just, you couldn't keep her interest unless you chose your words carefully. And that's how I've been in spoken word. That's how I've been in life. And I don't really talk that much in general, because unless I have, like people say, if you don't have anything positive to say, don't say anything. I take that a little further. If I don't have anything productive to say, if I don't think I have something new that has some weight and some value to the person I'm speaking it to, I won't speak it.
Speaking about your mother, can you elaborate more on the experience that you had growing up with her choosing to be involved with Amir Baraka's community service, and that whole everything? Like, what was that like for you? And just take us there real briefly, like that particular time, the year, and what was that experience like for you?
You know, so I grew up in a household with tons of books. Right? My mother and my father weren't together when I grew up. You know, by the time I was 3, 4, 5, but the books were there. So a lot of those books were books that he left. And as I started learning to read, so before I learned to read, my mother read the books to me And then when I learned to read, I could read them by myself. And she was a single mother, so I was home alone a lot, just me and those books and the records. So the records of Malcolm X and of Gil Scott-Heron, of the last poets, of Oscar Brown Jr. And I learned a lot. And I think that the difference is having come from that situation, I got a view of our history that a lot of people didn't have from a young age. So it would be like,
Muted.
it says I'm muted.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're back on. You're back on.
Okay, and it's like if you have been at the top of a skyscraper and looked down and you saw the whole, like you saw how the whole neighborhood was operating and what was going on. So it's like you have this insight from being way up high in the building, but everybody else, maybe they haven't been above the first or second floor yet. And you kind of pick up on it and you try to find ways of explaining to people what else is going on from a higher vantage point, but you give it to them in doses. I was talking to my wife earlier about the, I think it was Plato who wrote Allegory of the Cave, but I was talking about that because it's the same type of thing where you kind of see more than the people that you are socializing with, and you just try to slowly explain to them that there's more going on. So it's like giving a child a higher vantage point than the average child. And then you have to deal with that.
Mm.
Yeah, it definitely displays in your work.
Not only it displays in your work, but it displays in
your character.
Not only your character, but every aspect of your life. I know about you just being transparent. I know about you through Georgia, through Abyss, and just the stories of your accomplishments and things of that nature from that. But to actually be here interviewing you, it's a great honor. It's a great privilege as well.
Thank you. I'm blessed that you feel that way.
I mean, it's real, brother, because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm real big about giving people the flowers but they can still smell them. So whether if it was you, Georgia, Abyss, or whomever, that's just me, who I am, period, at the end of the day. And this the way how poetry resonated for me in my personal life, poetry literally saved my life. It's been the pillar of my life. Like, my poems are my Bible type thing. So I've learned more at an open mic than I ever learned behind any person in a pulpit. So when I go back and I listen to your albums, when I go back and listen to Georgia's albums, when I go back and listen to Abyss and the Barakas and listen to the Gil Scott-Herons, that right there is like reading the Bible to me. Like, just straight up, because that's been the pinnacle, and that's what I've gathered the most throughout life. More than the Quran, more than any religious textbook, it's been literally the works of the poets that impact my life more than any other doctrine, religious text. Not discrediting them, definitely, but just for my lived experience, like moments like this, moments like, you know, when I will see you in person and see you do your thing and things of that nature, seeing Georgia do her thing and everything of that nature. It's those real moments like that definitely leave the impacts. It's like Lauryn Hill's Miseducation, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. The skits, it talks about everybody in the class having a very beautiful discussion about what love was, but Lauren is the only person out there literally living the experience and learning at the same time. That's why I feel my relationship with poetry and every other artist, no matter where their caliber lies, but especially poets of your caliber and George's and Abyss, that's what it does for me.
You know, when she did those skits, Raz Baraka, who's Amiri Baraka's son, was a teacher. So that's him that you hear. And I think they did a trade-off at that time. He was a poet. So
Word, I
yeah,
never knew that. That's dope.
he was working on a poetry CD, and she, of course, was working on that. So he did the skits for her, and she helped him with his CD as well, his poetry CD. But he's the mayor of Newark. He's the mayor of Newark now.
Wow, look at that. Like literally how poetry is literally entwined and directly laid in the fabric of music and everything else that has dramatically impacted our lives.
Yeah.
Yo, it's been a great pleasure. I'm looking forward to further conversations. I would love to have you as a feature in the future podcast, so we could really dive deep more into this conversation. I know it's late, anything like that, but brother, it's been a great pleasure, and I'm looking forward to having more very elaborated conversations with you and just learning from you as well.
Yeah, me too.
Indeed. Peace, Nyla. Peace, Divine Rhymes. It's good making your acquaintance. We'll speak again. Y'all take care.
Looking forward to it. I'll share that way, God. One time, take a sip. Alkaline.
Love you, Taalam.
All right. To continue. I know that wow, that interview with Taalam was just amazing.
I gotta go to bed.
Okay, so while she go to the restroom real quick, I'm going to continue on. Right now we have Supreme coming up. On deck is yours truly, and on deck is Queen Makai. Once again, we have Supreme.
Wait, that's my favorite.
We have Supreme coming
I'm here.
up. I don't know if y'all can, it's frozen up on our side, so I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know if you can see me, but we got Supreme coming up. Hey, Supreme coming
what?
up.
Hey.
Yo,
Yes,
phenomenal poet, phenomenal
Syrian brother.
She got her own book, y'all. This motherfucker dope as shit. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I know I was just all extra like formal with Taalam, and then just like all my Southern Atlanta ratchet, ATL, Georgia, all that shit just came out real quick. Hey man, this is what it is though, for real though. So
Man, it's good. You said what?
Without further ado, I bring to the world Supreme.
Thank you for that introduction. I appreciate that. So y'all, I'm gonna make it I guess short and sweet. But first of all, I appreciate you all. Happy Tamika Fest to everybody. I know this is a very momentous occasion for everybody, and it just feels good to be around so many poets. And with me doing my thing and kind of being behind the scenes right now, it feels good to know that people are still like bringing me in and reminding me to, stay solid. So
right. And for those who know, Sabrina's my CAU sister.
Yes, we graduated together. Well, no, we didn't. We didn't graduate together, but we went to the same school.
Yeah. And I've always loved your energy, and I always respected you. And if you need anything, make sure that you reach out to us. Okay.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, sis. And y'all, likewise.
Sis, I know you all there on the West Coast again. Shit, nigga.
No.
Why these are still cheap, my nigga.
Yes, LA County.
Damn, man, I feel okay. Left the ceiling and then, man, look here. I'm gonna talk to you.
Well, actually, my grandma passed, so that's why I'm out here. But I ended up staying for like 2 months, so I'm out here with my grandpa, my uncle, and my family, just making sure everybody is good and loved on in this time. So yeah, everything is good though. It is.
Yo, big ups to the ancestors that you just received, for real.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I shade that way to the ancestors, badass.
I appreciate that.
And big ups to now sharing that with us and understanding your reason why you out there. Yo, big ups to actually like respecting the elders and doing what you need to do to make sure that lineage continues to prosper as it should in its rightfully respectful manner, for real. Like that.
I appreciate that a lot. Thank y'all.
All right, without further ado, Supreme, coming to
All
you.
right.
That P, baby.
It says, I was born of dust. So when they walk on me, I take no offense. I simply welcome them back to the arch of my bosom and remind them that this is holy ground, that I swallow their footsteps like seeds and give birth to life to them. There's no need to remind them that I'm that bitch who can swallow and devour, plant and birth, create and destroy, house these humans or be the crypt for the dead. I am the earth. They know that shit. I have nothing to prove, less disrespected. I remain solid and even still, but a constant reminder of hell's wrath if neglected. Who are you to think you can pioneer without a sail? Hell, I wear my burdens like Raiders jerseys, khakis and chucks. G'd up, I don't complain. I'll cry though and still soak you in my muddy waters with no remorse, with compassion, without a life jacket, with a raft. This shit can go either way. Don't you see? I sip nectar from God and feast on the sun. I don't imitate the highest mountain. I am the earth. I allow the wind to make sand dunes of me. I allow the foreman to scoop and mold me. I allow the trees to rest on me and bear fruit. Fuck you thought I say it, confidence, not cockiness. Ain't I a woman? My speech is too heavy for lightweight. You might need a dictionary to figure out what I might say. You might need an encyclopedia to travel across my psyche. Hey, my existence is spiritual. It is an art and I'm sensitive about it because for so long I've been degraded, not appreciated, filled with self-hatred. Let Jill tell it, neglected, regarded as a spectacle, still holy like a reverend though. Ain't I a woman? Ain't I a lady? Ain't I a queen? Ain't I the soil of the earth? Don't I bear the fruit and nurture the man? Excuse the sins of many, rinse and repeat. Do I not rock a pencil skirt with the same grace as I do a sweatshirt? Am I not adaptable? Am I not the same woman who bears strange fruit and without desire took his stiffness and walked away dying inside with head held high and dignity at the meeting of my thighs? Am I not the same woman who spoke up and protected her when no one else would? Am I not the same woman who yelled, soy del tipo de mujer que se quedó la luna me la bajo yo salita? Am I not the type of woman that if I want the moon, I'll do it all by myself? I sip nectar from God and feast on the sun. I don't imitate the highest mountain. I am the earth. I allow the wind to make sand dunes of me. I allow the foreman to scoop and mold me. I allow the trees to rest on me and bear fruit. Fuck you thought. I say in confidence, not cockiness. Ain't I a woman? And that is that, y'all. Ain't
Hey! Yo, tell the people where they can find you real quick, for real.
You can find me at Sabreen Speaks, SABREEN Speaks. And that's that on all social media platforms. So yeah.
Tell them about that book you got, girl.
Dang, I wish I had, it's downstairs, but it's called Same Sky, Different Light. It'll be re-released. I ain't gonna go into my whole spiel on that, but it'll be re-released this year. And so I'm super excited about that and grateful for that. It was my first publication that I published my senior year in high school. So after that, I kind of just hit the ground running and it's been what it is. So you guys can also purchase that through the link in my bio. So.
Man, give thanks once again. Sabreen Speaks coming to you.
Thank you. I appreciate
right
you.
here.
I love y'all.
I share that way, baby. All right. I know it's getting late, so we just gonna run straight through it. Without further ado, yours truly coming out. Where yours truly at, God?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, what's happening with the Hennessy Black? One time for the one time, baby.
Y'all know I keep it lit. Hey, because of that, I know the rules, so I'm gonna go ahead and take a shot.
Hey, come on, let's do it.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Hey, shit, I thought he was gonna take the shot straight from the bottle. I was gonna say, okay.
Without disrespect, I appreciate everybody.
I say that way.
And thank you for allowing me to be on your show. I thank you so much. It is an honor and a blessing, sir. Thank you so much.
Hey, give thanks, brother. Go ahead and spit your pee.
Just spit, poet. Spit for truth. The youth. The kid with a lisp who talks like this as words spew through the whole hole in his tooth. Spit for you. Proving to yourself you was chosen. Picked for a purpose. De-earthed, rebirthed, and unfrozen. All the while knowing the all-knowing gave you this gift to spit, uplift, and keep going. Be golden. Teach your seeds to never stop growing. Show them when they make it to that next level, never settle or belittle. Be that pot that praises the kettle. Invent with the intent to be incredible. You're incredible. Make your imaginations legible each time you produce the inevitable. Every time you spit, poet, don't quit, poet. Use wit, poet. Be careful who you associate with, poet. Don't sit, poet, with any specific gang or clique, poet. Just mix poets. Make these audiences think quick, poet, because when the whole room's silent and ain't nobody wilding, that's when that punchline's supposed to hit, poet. And you go live, go ham and get lit, poet, and be original with your gift, poet. Don't talk about whips and chains from slavery days to nowadays having chains and whips, poet. Pull out all the stops with different tricks, poet, and get sick, poet, of being underrated. But be cool with being hated. Be Neo in the Matrix, the one everyone's coming to get, poet. Get that you gonna have to talk slick, poet. Because you may think you can flow, but everybody know that they gonna remember this poet. One who walked in, shirt tucked, kept it a buck, and ain't give two fucks or a shit, poet. Just spit, poet. Spit for the masses, the slowest and the fastest. Spit till every ISD and university requires a semester of spoken word classes. Spit till your weed man pulls out his weed can and rolls it in the shit you spit to enhance all that he stashes. Spit till your last breath, the voice is your chest, yes. Spit till you tucked warm in your casket. Spit till some young buck mimics your moves and the words that you choose and you hear him beyond the grave and turn over in that bitch too. Spit because that's what God commissioned you to do. When you rocking the mics, boy, you better get it. Spit for those that chose to buy your $20 ticket. And don't just be mean with it, be livid. And don't just mean it, but live it. Stick with it, never forget it. Whether you gotta snap back or fit it, make sure it stays on your mind. Grind, shine, pick appropriate times to leave them in awe. Enjoy the applause, but if you happen to fall, get back on your feet fast and continue to climb. Make a madam ask, was it a cat I saw? And B-Tap a shout out loud, rewind! Tell yourself this stage is my gym. Till I'm at that top spot, don't nod, just always have something hot cooking in that crock pot and just spit, poet. So even with them last few lines, if I chose to read them backwards instead of rewind, it would still say the same shit, poet. That's what happens when your aura emits, poet. And admit, poet, to your flaws and all, failures, falls, and fallacies. Because once your ink bleeds, breathe. Let those sins soak into your skin and out your pores. In one accord, you and yours pronounce them with your vocal cords. Be sure this audience feels your pain. And don't be ashamed or cast blame unless it's to say your own name. Again, will be a gain once you make them words rain with your chest out and chin up, head straight, and pin up because you ready. Your words is yours and yours is deadly. Spit for those that can't speak any. And when the load you carry seems too heavy, hold your trembling knees steady, burp the butterflies out your belly and just spit, poet.
All right.
Hey, you know what? I ain't gonna lie, bro. I wasn't sure what to expect when you reached out to me, but you definitely brought it.
You brought that fire.
Yeah, you definitely delivered better than what my expectations were. So, yo, big up.
I send them. I don't send bullshit.
Like for real, like we put, and you get co-signed by Georgia. So the oracle of poetry, the oracle of fucking life. Like you tap into the matrix, and you know you Neo, you talking to that motherfucker, the oracle. Like that's who Georgia is, like in real motherfucking life in real time. No cap, like dead ass. That's why we gotta protect her for real and honor her and everything like that for real. But yo, big ups to that for real, God. Big ups to the multiple Henny bottles that is on display right there with you. Like, shit, man, look here, write that off on your taxes or something. Like, for real.
I appreciate the blessing, King. Thank you so much. Georgia Me, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Blessings. Thank you.
I knew you was gonna be fired when you came with that suit.
Yo, presentation is everything. I'm loving the whole setup, God. Like, you got. I could tell that you definitely understand the marketing, understand looking at yourself as a brand and as a business, because it shows. So that which is understood ain't gotta be explained.
He didn't get to wear his Easter suit, so he wore it tonight with that damn pastel Easter egg shirt on. That shit slick, Shawnee.
You Yo, oh my God. Okay, hey, look here, bro. Get used to it. Like we hanging around us, it happens. So, like, this shit funny as fuck, but it's real as hell.
Thank you for indoctrinating me into the fam. Thank you so much.
And yo, I say that way, yo. So without further ado, we're gonna go straight to the next artist, Queen Makai. Are you here, baby? Queen Makai.
Yes, I'm here. I'm happy to be
Yo,
here.
Queen Makai.
What's up? What's up? How are you guys doing?
Where you at? Where you at? We can't see you. Where you at? Where you at? We can't see you. Where you at? Where you at? We can't see you.
I hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Like, there's no camera on at all?
No. Okay, so Queen Makai, real quick, just to help out the flow of things. What's your Zoom thing?
My Zoom is Queen Makai at Queen Makai.
All right, cool. So to everybody who's working behind the scenes, it's Queen Makai, correct?
Yes, correct. Do you want me to send it in the chat? My email?
Cool. You know, you just want to get notification to everybody who's working behind the scenes.
Perfect.
So that way they could do what they need to do.
What are we doing?
I might have. Do you want me to leave the meeting?
Queen Makai is next. Queen Makai. She needs to be on the main screen. We need to see her.
What else do we need to do? We unmuted her.
We need to put her on the screen so we can see her. There she go.
Yay. Okay.
What's happening, babe?
How are you? How are you guys doing?
Beautiful. Yo, one time for actually competing in the international poetry slam. Yes. 2 times for being dope as fuck.
Thank you.
It's definitely no diss to everybody who organized that slam. I really feel like you should have moved forward in that round. And literally when you had went on, and I don't know what came before you, but I know that what you presented definitely held some weight. And that piece that you did, if I could personally request that shit, my nigga.
So you went Becky.
Man, that shit was like it turned my head. It made me stop doing what I was doing in that day, because I was like, yo, she's talking some shit real quick.
All right, so I guess I'll do that one for y'all. My sister, she was like, no, don't do Becky. And I'm like, but people love that one. So I'm gonna do Becky for y'all, okay?
Cool.
Awesome. And
I'm gonna do Queen Makai.
Yes, all right, so here we go. I resent her sweat because it's never been too much. She's never had to sweat as hard as us, work as hard as us. She was never forced to sit in the back of the bus, but she might sweat a bit harder if one of us comes near trust. And here she is sweating, but all I can smell is sweet privilege, something we've always wanted to touch. She smiles so wide and condescending as she places her hand on my shoulder without consent and says, you should just be grateful. We're talking about America, and she becomes just another replica of them. She's telling me how privileged and blessed I am to have a roof over my head and clothes on my back, but she doesn't know the sweat we've had to endure for being Black. Her name is Becky. Becky lives on the Upper East Side of Manhattan with a poodle and a doorman. I live in Flatbush, where people like her are raising our prices and taking over our neighborhoods. Becky complains that Starbucks is out of her mocha whatever latte. She asks me, what did you use to dredge your locks? Anything but dread is what I say. She tries to make her hair like mine, like it's culture day, with bees, wax, locks, while her Black friends are wrapped in identity shame because they let her use the N-word. And they write Black power poems just because they sound good, but they don't live it. I write real life shit, not afraid of who hears it. Becky turns on the news and gets utterly disgusted when another white mentally ill man shoots up a school. I turn on the TV and I tear up when I see another Black thug getting gunned down by the police with a slide of his criminal history. Becky reads a newspaper about Trump and she says that this is where racism really started. I mean, America was never this bad. I mean, America is supposed to be inclusive. We're immigrants after all. And I just ask her, when did this country ever include the Black backs for which we held everyone else up on? And immigrants? Honey, we were more like prisoners. And I just want to know if this is the same girl who talks about injustice, who pulls her bag closer to her on the train when I'm near, who sweats bullets when a Black man is near, the same bullets that shot up Trayvon Martin. Is it your fear that I'll rob you? When your people have stolen our land, our dignity, our voice, is it your fear that vengeance is my choice? Well, Becky, please keep packing your bag and pulling it closer to you for all those guilt trips. She'll tweet criticizing Colin Kaepernick, who kneels as a symbol of standing up for the skin we have to sincerely apologize for. She'll comb her straight hair for that job interview, knowing she'll get the job. And I have to pray that my hair isn't too Black for their requirements. And Becky doesn't pray, but I fall asleep praying that no hurt, harm, or danger is done to me or my family, or my future son if I have one, or my future daughter if I have one. And Becky and her family, they go hunting for fun, while my people are hunted for fun, one by one by one, by a ton, by a gun with a Black name on it, by a rope, by a chokehold. I can't breathe. And Becky isn't just one person. She's every man or woman who has told me and my people that we need to get over racism. But she talks about 9/11 and the Holocaust like every day. And Becky is the racist, but she has Black friends, so it's okay. I mean, Becky is the girl who sweats and protests about how reversely racist it is to call her that. Well, please use those white girl tears to cry me a river, to go along with your 40 acres and a mule that your people owe mine. How amazing it is when your only fear is to be called Becky, while mine is that my 45, 37, 8-year-old son isn't just another name by a cop with a gun. I'm just trying to survive in a world that's so hateful. And yet Becky is the girl who tells me I should just be grateful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yo, thank you, Queen.
I appreciate
yo,
you.
Before you go, what inspired that poem right there?
Oh my gosh. I'm a New Yorker, so I take the train, and just like watching how especially white women look at me. I watch how they look at me in my own hood after they've just gentrified it, giving me the stares, talking about how grateful we should be for, how well we're doing in society now as Black people. So I just had to put that into a poem and let, all the Beckys of the world know it's really good. So yeah.
I loved it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Queen. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you. And you can follow me on IG, Queen Makai. So yeah.
Hey, we're looking for be sure look out for a DM, a message from us, because we love to be back on in future episodes and whatnot.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me, y'all. Have a good one.
You too.
Peace, Gil. Thanks. So on to the next right now. I had to shout out this queen real quick. She been patiently waiting from the beginning. I heard her spit her piece, and it was dope. Without further ado, I present to you Aaron. One time for the one time. Aaron, where you at?
Hey, how's it going? Can you see me? Am I good?
I don't see you just yet.
Okay, but you can hear me.
E-R-I-N-E-R-I-N-E-R-I-N-A. Hey!
How are you?
Good. Shout out to Makai. I saw her the other day in the Troubled Tongues Slam, and she was amazing then. Amazing tonight. I'm a little nervous. Everyone has been so amazing tonight. So I appreciate I'm so grateful I can be a part of this.
Yo, it's all good. Thank you for even tuning in. Thank you for even signing up for real. So it's like, yeah, I heard you spit your piece the other night. And I was like, yo, I'm really fucking with that piece. So it's I'm curious to, see what you got.
Cool. Well, sweet. And I'm out here in Colorado. So shout out to you guys who are on Eastern time, because I'm 2 hours earlier and I'm like, I'm tired. Okay.
Yeah, fuck.
What did you say something? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, go ahead. Spit your poem.
All right. My mother approaches my mental health like a game of operation. Narrows on the problem and hopes to not rub all my edges the wrong way, but no one ever taught her that sometimes there are answers beyond yes and no, beyond prescriptions and scripture. The unwritten lives below the surface, and her skates don't even indent the ice. Just slipping and sliding around, she thinks she must sharpen them, but then her foot goes through and she can't get out, so she just goes back to sliding. And I don't blame her. We find comfort in what we know. My mother has never been one to wallow in anything. She is a doer, the glue, the straw that stirs the drink, the finder of lost things. But not all problems are so easily solved. Like when afraid of the dark, sometimes hugs are more important than just turning a light on. And she is a lover that we often end in fighting. This big love lighting the way around the strong foundation she has built. A 33-year-long and counting relationship, something I can only seem to emulate when my eyes are closed. I suppose we do often disagree. She doesn't really see me, just who she hoped her daughter would turn out to be, minus the ADHD, PTSD, and I don't blame her. We find comfort in what we know, and we have always formed our own definition of close. She tells me I need to stop labeling myself with acronyms, but she can't see. They were never synonyms for my name, just ways to identify all of the just ways to identify all of the feelings. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm like totally forgetting this. She tells me I need to stop labeling myself with acronyms, but she can't see. They were never synonyms for my name, just ways to identify all of the injuries that can now rest peacefully knowing those feelings are no longer mysteries. How scars show that strength doesn't always mean throwing fists, but sometimes just taking it day by day. And my mother, she's the strongest person I know, which is why I'm even writing this poem. She seems to pop in my mind and my lines, and all I can do is try to fit her in wherever possible. So when I write that my mother said this on the phone or did that over the holidays, I'm actually shouting to her, I love you, but in a different language, one we are both still learning, and she's not even gonna hear this, at least not for a while. But I'm working on manifesting, on picturing my desires so strongly, handing them over to the universe in hopes it will keep it in mind when carving my reality, and I can almost picture it, us in the future. We are sat at a table set for two. I will tell her my past is a tattoo on my ribs. She will ask me if it hurt, and I will tell her yes, it still does. It never healed, and I'm always brushing up against it. The skin is always getting caught when it finally starts growing, but it's growing. She will ask if there's something I can take, and I will tell her only time. And the more I focus on that clock, the slower it ticks. And I am an old candle with a flickering wick, but at least I'm still lit. A soft glow at the end of a dark tunnel is still a light. See, I'm done making promises I have no control over, keeping seeping truth unto everything I say as a way to show her I'm working on it. I'm always going to be working on it. And tattoos are forever, but I would never let it sever her from me. I can only try to remind her of her love for red birds perched on still snow-kissed branches. How, even with a broken wing, the cardinal will still try to fly. And some days, I'm that wing, and she the iced over ground below. But most days, I am just that cardinal, and she is my nest. No matter how many times I fall, she will still always be home. So there I lie on the operation table, my heart open, ready for her to grasp in any way she will, and I just know it. She will. Thank you. Oh, I messed up, but that's all right. We're still here. And thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Yo, thank you for actually tuning in, man. Like I saw you, you was one of the artists on the whole international
Was it on
poet.
Poetic? Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Oh, it was like, I think it was, yeah, on like Poetic Boy D on his live the other day. I think
Yeah.
that's when I met you.
Yeah, and shout out to PBD for real. Like that's a good brother right there, for real. He got some bars too. Yo, Queen, thank you for real. Thank you. We're looking forward to have you again in the future as well.
Yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you. So on to the next artist without further ado. And she will actually be the last artist of the night. Let me just make sure, double checking certain things real quick. Mic check.
Peace.
Yeah.
How are you?
Money Rain, what's happening, baby? One time with the copper drill. Baby.
It's so great to be here. So, I don't have Henny, but I got Crown Royale, so I'll take that shot.
Hey, want to take a shot real quick?
We'll take a shot.
Hey, let's put my cup right here.
I'll be classy.
I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna pour up with you. I stay that way.
Cheers.
Hey, that's what's funny. Cheers. Salud. All that good stuff. If you fuck up your poem, that's on you.
All right. So, this piece that I'm going to give you guys is called Ancestrines, and I'll just let the piece speak for itself.
Okay, run it.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling like history is on repeat. And living in this ozone is killing me. Chemicals causing climate change. These feathers can't bear the weather, flying south in summer because winter stays upon us, man. I'm gonna need a Corona. Hold the virus. The evils dancing in daylight, dark skin disappears in the night when black right space is blues, left field feelings fiercely battered and bruised, boots pressing chest to cement, forcing me to submit to the charges planted in my pocket just because I didn't make a 3-second stop, man. History is on repeat. It's insane. We're stuck between pleading guilty just to lower our sentence or being 1% less on the US Census. See, since a youth, I never thought it made sense. Why were they counting diversity? Till I seen population control immersing in my ghetto, lacing medical marijuana with doses of fentanyl, fitting all this pain from ancient ancestries that cycle through modern day Jim Crow states. Doing it for the gram and hitting the whoa, cause shucking and jiving ain't in style no more. Stuck in this historic cycle, shackled in gold chains, they strapped in the mind state that a Jesus piece doesn't change a worship of a European entity. Material slavery, masked as money mentality, more like lack of morality, stuck in stereotypes, dividing our psyche into the common denominator. Moderating complacency, and I refuse to face my people's retreat as if we are not living gods. The prophecies of Sankofa, reviving our roots, taking back our truth. We were not made in an image. We're original depictions, pieces of the creator, able to create live revolution, supremacy demolition, but historic redundancy keeps we staying stagnant. with peace walks and riots, waiting in rainy ruminations, ringing round realities run rancid, racing through time, taking tolls, totaling to toe tags, tax from fear, fiercely firing from trigger-happy frenzies, faking as an alternative affirmation, ascending asinine acidic answers, spitting contradicting common sense, confused as consciousness, causing continuation of cancerous communications that keep creating criminal convictions, conducting from concoctive correlations that can't compute to rational. Mishaps modified as misconstruing miscellaneous misconduct. More so, immorals, imagining immortal insanity, encrypting insecurity of our being, entrapped in intentionally interchangeable incentives, exchanged in increments of descriptive and snared descriptive inscriptions, subliminally instilling the Willy Lynch system through cycles of incarceration, police brutality. Radio Hot 93.7, we wrap ourselves to heaven, wonder how much money you got, a lot. How many problems you got, a lot. How many times we've been shot? Too fucking many. Historic redundancy, the food for thought we're fed on the news is strange fruit contained with cyanide seeds, slowly poisoning us, hallucinating with dreams that these minimal compromises equate to being free and birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. Yet, I'm still feeling like history is on repeat. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you so much for having me.
I appreciate
Hey! Yo, that was pretty dope. Like, for real, Queen.
Thank you.
Like, yo, you hit that deep note. Like, you went from alto to tenor real quick.
I had to hit that Nina Simone.
On bass real quick. Sing for him, Blue. Silent. But no, for real though, like dead ass, baby. Like that was smooth. That was smooth. I fucks with it.
Much appreciated, and thank you, King and Queen, God and Goddess, for having this platform for not just me, but all the other amazing artists that came before me. And like, I hope that I can come back, even if I'm just watching, like I'm coming back to see.
Okay, so I gotta ask you real quick. So like, I know I just kind of like jumped up out of my seat. Fuck all that shit. But do you rap your own copper?
I'm sorry?
Do you make your own copper, like your copper jewelry?
I do not, but I actually am going to be getting in the art of wrapping stones, because I would rather make my own jewelry and handle it with my own energy, so that way I can make it for my intentions. But I actually get these pieces from a brother of mine named Heru, and he goes by brother_Heru, Heru, on Instagram. So he's really dope, and you can definitely connect with him. And because I know you as brothers, you guys will be able to share knowledge, because I know you also have your own pieces, because you spoke about having the steams and the copper wrapped jewelry and the yoni eggs and all that. I pay attention.
Okay, she's paying attention to the line tonight. Yeah, man, I'm a health and holistic bodega as dubbed by Georgia Me, like dead ass. Like I got the yoni steams, I got the yoni eggs, I got the Irish sea moss, the black sea oil, all of that. And let's talk more about that for real, because gemstone dripping is definitely expanding all across the nation. Rapidly than what I could actually keep up with. So maybe there could be an opportunity there for you in the midst of it all.
I would absolutely love to speak more on that. I look forward to that.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I shade that way, baby.
Stay that way.
Sharing your talent. Would you please tell the people where they can find you on social media?
Yes, yes. You guys can find me at Nala_143. That's Nala like the Lion King, NALA_143, like Music Soul Child, or I Love You. I don't know which generation is watching, but I gave it to all of them. But yes.
Yo,
so
that's dope. I like
yeah.
that.
And from that, you will be able to find all of my social media because I pretty much use that as my main platform. So thank you for staying tuned with me. Thank you for having me and staying tuned to listen to this. Everybody that is here, I appreciate all the viewers and again, all of the other amazing artists I was able to resonate with tonight.
Man, thank you for actually tuning in. Thank you for reaching back out to me. Thank you for the conversations that we have had thus far, and looking forward to more beautiful conversations as well. And yo, that's dope. And Nala, Sheena and Nala. So it's like,
I
hey,
noticed that and I was like, yo, that's so dope. And you have like the whole mane going on. It's so beautiful.
Yo, it's all her, like for real. I'm sorry. I feel
Yes, yes.
Your hair.
You ask her if you could touch her hair first.
I know, that's why I look.
Yo, that's all her. That's all her. No Remy.
Yes.
Yo, so we have reached officially the end of the Henny and Poetry
I'm
open
gonna
mic.
spit though before we go.
I was actually about to incorporate that into what I was saying, but we're going to close it out. So who's going to spit first is actually this queen right here, Nala X. I know y'all been waiting to see what she can bring to the table. My fellow co-host, partner in this thing. So yeah, without further ado, I'm actually going to like slide on over out the frame and shit. So without further ado, I present to you Nala X.
Okay, so I actually had something different that I was gonna say when I first like found out about this, but I'm a hospital social worker, so I'm right there in the middle of everything. And I really felt like I just wanted to do something different that was just going to spread some type of positivity in everybody's heart with everything going on. So I'm just going to dedicate this to everybody who's having a really hard time right now mentally. I'm going through any type of depression or anybody that's been affected at all by the coronavirus. Like I literally wrote this in the hospital this week. So this is an exclusive.
No shit.
Life is a marathon, and I'm tired of the delays. Back when I lost my last job and I was praying for better days, my mom looked at me and she told me, knowledge makes you unfit to be a slave. And you could be a god if you just change your ways. I said, how could I be a god? I'm not worthy. I'm too earthly. I ain't trying to be no fraud of keeping a facade. You see, God is highly perfect and me, I'm highly flawed. But then she said, think deeper. Just like Jesus resurrected on Easter, don't you rebirth dreams and hope when you give life through your speakers? You see, God is life. God is truth. God is the best part of you, the part of you that makes you feel like you can do anything. You see, God is your desires. God is your hopes. God is your dreams. God is your high self-esteem, your antics. God is supreme mathematics. God is the strength that you pull from just to make it through. God is the reason that they don't doubt you because they know that you'll make a way because you always do. God is the reason that you always so down with the revolution. God is that knowledge itself given to you at your Black institution. You see, God ain't found in the problem. God is always found in the solution. And he's the reason that you always growing because God is the creator of evolution. God is patient. God is true. God lives within you. You are the first man on earth, Black child. Know your worth. You are the ruler of this universe. The devil is in your death, but you see, God is in your rebirth. God is your positive thoughts and all those dreams in your heart. God is the reason that you'll never fail because God's been in you from the start, but you doubt that. And that's how you grow apart from the God in your nature. You see, God is the creator that made you a creator. It's better to submit now than later to the most righteous dictator, the most divine of illustrator, the mental stimulator, the master speculator, the educator, and originator already inside. And do for yourself and your people. But I'm trying to be equal. Prioritize your wealth and protect your mental health. Only God can judge me means the only thing that matters is how I feel about myself. So believe in yourself more than you believe in your fears. Because we were the first engineers, the first alchemists, the creators of science. You see, God is the reason we can be so self-reliant. Your thoughts are your prayers, and you are the most powerful heir. So the answer to your prayers is standing right there. So be somebody's blessing. What are you waiting for? We all are God's. John chapter 10, verse 34. You know, I just had to bless y'all real quick. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I gotta be back at the hospital at 8. So we gonna wrap this up.
Hey yo, so as I rejoin, we gonna close it out with this piece right quick. 2020 vision. Fuck it. Here it is, poetry. Beats battle bars with bastards on this boulevard. Bang boisterous behaviors with benevolence for the bigots and the bigotry. Bat boy blood bleeds out of sacred geometry in the cracks of the concretes. Busted from the buckshots that took his life and his dreams. Me, I'm back from reality, cruising in a black Buick. And it's blasphemous how black tragedy doesn't make you sick. Senses blacked out like Stevie's vision. 7,000 black women blushed none before they went missing in the black of night and broad daylight, and you bitching about a Beamer, Benz, or Bentley, Bloods or Crips beefing, a bewildered bitch with butt injections whose beauty bought with Benjamins to bring down her self-esteem. Baby been a bust down. So stop saving these hoes and go save our queens, but these boys we call brothers been treading in the background, blowing backwards to balance the bereavements of being broke down by their brothers, by each other, because loyalty backfired. Can't reach the benchmark before benediction. You're still bitter from America's baptism of the penal system and the barrage of police bullets that is infringed in the blueprint. Black people be found in the bravery of my bluntness. Brainstorm the brainwashing of how they keep you brainless. Burglarize our brilliance and beseech you to believe that we be buffoon baboons. Fucked up shit is part of it's true. From the way how we depict ourselves on MTV, BET, and the 5 o'clock news. Pay more attention to what they didn't teach you and what they don't teach your kids. They got them drinking the Jim Jones Kool-Aid just like you did. Difference is there's no medicine. Pollutes and poison the propaganda. Everything to steal your chi and to get you not to think. Cause the God in you to shrink. Cause the God in you to convert to a savage life, because savages don't think, they just react. Like that favorite part in this poem that you never hesitate to scream, rewind that. So replay this in your mind and rewind these facts. My rhythm and poetry be real rap. You can't ignore facts. Like overweight can't ignore facts. Try and watch how my pen leads them in arrested cardiac, killing them softly to Roberta Flack. Why? Because off-brands got the culture popping more than realness. How much is Geppetto paying you not to be authentic? Really though, how much are they paying for your soul to be illiterate? The same price they paid Gail to say that shit about Kobe and drop their R. Kelly bits. America's one chocolate factory with no golden tickets, just shit. The Wall Street snakes be hissing, pigs with bullets be louder than crickets, for the love of money and for the love of lynching. These smokes your last supper with the flames of Hell's Kitchen, and you playing pole position for the same degenerates that stick their dicks in your men, women, and children. Now tell me, who's really getting fucked over now? The truth in my bars are heavier than Lizzo jowls, thicker than Angry Bird's brows, nastier than Superhead's mouth. Pull your G-string down south, ow, or ouch. Like little boys being touched by Catholic pedophiles. Ouch. Like the backhand of an abusive husband to his wife's mouth. Ouch. Like that uncle or that cousin that stole your innocence when they pull your underwear down. Ouch. Black people, when we will stop the cycles of PTSD inflicted on we? We be Henrietta, that kind of black, but they got you believing you Uncle Ruckus, craps in the bucket. With Ben Carson and Stacey Dash sucking no masses monkey just for him to put 15 knuckles in your chest like Carmelo's rookie jersey. Yeah, nigga, you heard me. Popcorn always said there's nothing like bought sense. So how much of yourself are you still willing to give because you choose not to learn from your lived experiences? 2020 vision. I say that way. And that's the end of Henny Poetry. Hey! One time for the relaunch. So, just so you know, from this moment forward, we will be releasing Henny Poetry every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. Once again, every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. So we will be releasing new episodes. Even though this episode was the open mic, the episodes that to come and the way the layout is, we'll be interviewing artists or whoever is being interviewed at the time. And we will dive in deep with the conversation with that particular person. We will have specific artists to showcase their talent. So all artists who perform tonight qualifies to be the artists who could get their talent showcased during that particular time frame. We will showcase anywhere between 2 to 3 artists every episode. But the main focal point would be the conversation derived around the feature artists or personnel themselves. But yeah, so you're looking forward to an amazing platform. We will also be spinning as well any artists, their music and everything like that. We have packages as well to where you can spin your music on our platform because it gets streamed to multiple platforms or multiple streaming services all over the freaking world. So everybody from Africa to Afghanistan to America to the little huts in Timbuktu will get to listen to you. So we have different packages. Price points are different as well. So feel free to contact us at hennyandpoetry@gmail.com for more information regarding to that. And that's
follow
it.
us on right now we're on Spotify.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
can follow the page, follow us on Instagram, Henny and Poetry. You can follow our personal pages, Divine Rhymes, Nyla X. And you can follow my YouTube. I'm gonna be dropping poems on my YouTube channel all week.
Yo, so and that's Divine Rhymes, spelled DIVINERHYMEZ. If you like any of the drip that you see that I'm wearing tonight, I shade that way. You can follow me on my jewelry page, Gem Stone Drippin', GEMSTONE DRIPPIN. And Nada, please tell them where they can follow you too, baby.
Nyla X, NAILAHX_.
I say that way. So, closing remarks. Thank you to Tamika Harper, aka Georgia Me, aka Lady Girl, aka the Oracle of Poetry, aka the Nigga Whisperer, aka so many different things for real.
All right, we love you guys.
Yeah, man, and just tune in next time. Every second and fourth Tuesday is coming to you this month. Check us out on the Anchor app. You can check us out on